Hi guys, I think we are live now. Good evening, good evening. Am I visible, audible to you guys? I think, yeah, we are live now. Good evening, guys. Good evening. And I'll be taking this session, which is like the DLR marathon for DLR marathon, where I will cover the basic DLR sets, the most important DLR sets that you need, which is tables, charts, arrangements, and puzzles. Okay. So in this particular session, we'll solve 4 DILR sets. And if you know these properly, right, there's a very good chance you'll solve at least 2 out of the 4 or 5 sets that come in actual CAT. So pay attention. This is the most important session when it comes to DILR. You get this right, you're going to crack DILR. Okay, so good evening. Good to see a lot of people have joined us already. Hello, hello. Hi, Shweta. Hi, Sonima. I see a lot of our regular students also here. Good to see all of you. Is my audio, video, everything is fine? Are you guys able to hear me clearly and all? My chat is hanging here. Okay. Has it started? Yes, Bhavyansh, it has started. Hello, good afternoon, Sonima, Shweta, Tanya, Saurav, Krishna, Devapranar. Good evening, Bhavyansh. Good evening, all those who have joined. Hi, Shivatmika. Good to see all of you guys. Ma'am, unable to increase score in DILR and quants. In DILR, I get max 2 sets, and in quants, my attempts are 9 to 10 max. So, Nima, it sounds as if your basics are there, your concepts are there, but your practice is not there. For you to improve the attempt rate, you have to solve a lot of questions. That would basically reduce the time per question from 3+ minutes to 2 minutes. If it reduces the time per question to 2.5 minutes, you're going to easily increase your attempt rate to 15. So what will happen is that sometimes you're not able to solve a question. Sometimes some questions will take 3-4 minutes. But on an average question which you know how to solve, you should be able to solve it in 2.5 minutes max. If you're able to do that, right, then your attempt rate can then go up to 15-16. That is what your aim should be, to reduce the time per question to 2.5 minutes. Okay, good to see a lot of people who have joined. Okay, hi Vishal, hi all those who have joined. Hi Krishna. I think, okay, I think this is, I'm trying to do 50 questions per day, but we'll try to increase. Thank you, ma'am. Okay, Sonema, best of luck. I know you're very sincere and I have very high expectations from you. I have high expectations from all of my students. Keep practicing. I know it is difficult. It is easy for me to say do 100 questions, do 50 questions. It's difficult for many students to do it on a consistent basis. But I know that the guys who are going to do it, right, are going to do really, really well in CAT. Do it till November. You will earn the fruit of all that labor in November. So keep practicing. It is going to be absolutely worth it. Okay, good to see all of you guys. Ma'am, in quants, I'm able to solve 10 to 11 questions and usually get all the questions correct. But during the analysis, I'm able to solve 14 to 15 questions, and DILR, I'm able to solve 2 sets. Because what is happening over here is what I told to Sonima also, which is that your conceptual knowledge is fine. But the thing is that CAT is not a test of conceptual knowledge. It is a test of your practice and skill level. The more you practice, the more faster you will get. And the faster you will get, the less time you will take to do it. And again, the timer pressure affects you when you are not having that much practice. If the timer or the presence of the timer is affecting your thinking or is affecting your attempt rate, the only way to actually overcome that timer pressure is to basically take up a lot of mocks, solve a lot of questions. If you solve a lot of mocks also, that timer pressure will also reduce. So I will tell you the same thing that I'm telling Sonima. Practice a lot of questions, particularly take a lot of mocks and sectionals, because you should get immune to that timer. You should feel that, okay, timer hai, nahi hai, kuch farak nahi padta, I'll just focus on the question in front of me. That will come through a lot of practice, through a lot of tests. So keep doing that. Hi, good to see you, Mr. Vic. And okay, ma'am, my basics are not strong yet in quants and DILR. Can you suggest some methods to improve it? Tanya, what I would say is that cover the basic portion. Make sure that you know the fundamentals and fundamental theorems, formulas, etc., concepts that are there. You can just see the concept videos, or even if you see the revision videos, that should be fine. That covers most of the concepts. But beyond that, from that point, the work starts. Because for a lot of people, knowing the concepts is one thing. Being able to solve the question is another thing entirely. So for you, the work starts from knowing the concept. After you have known the concept, you have to solve at least 200 questions from each topic. So what I would suggest is try to quickly cover the concepts either through the concept videos or through like the revision videos. And after that, just start solving a lot of questions. You have questions that you can solve from like mocks and sectionals, from previous year's papers, or from like Cracku study room. So if you have not subscribed to Cracku already, do take a look at our courses as well as study room, because there you can get a lot of questions to practice. Okay, good evening to see a lot of people who have joined. Ma'am, I'm getting only 2 to 3 questions correct in quants and 1 to 2 sets in DILR. 1 to 2 sets in DILR is fine. 2 to 3 questions in quant is a bigger worry at the moment. So what I would say, Yasser, is just focus right now only on quants. You need to increase that to at least 9 to 10, because at 1 to 2 to 3 questions, that is very low. So if I were in your place, I would focus only on quants for a couple of weeks, get that up to 9 and 10, solve like 50 questions each from every arithmetic topic, like 50 from profit and loss, 50 from ratios, proportions, everything 50, 50, 50, so that I should have a lot of practice in arithmetic so that I can easily cover the arithmetic part at least of each mock. So if you just cover arithmetic, you should get around at least 7 questions correct in the mock. So just focus on finishing arithmetic and getting a lot of practice from arithmetic. Okay, let's begin. I know, Shweta. Good to see all of you. Okay, so let's start. So in this particular session, what we will be doing is that we will be working on 4 things. These are the 4 most important parts of your DILR section. The first is the arrangements. So, okay, this is not working that well. Arrangements. Okay, so the first most important topic that you have to cover is arrangements. So this includes linear and circular. And circular. Okay, what is going on with this? Let me write this again. So one is the 2 arrangements that you have to do. This is not on pen. There's some issue with the pen. Let me just see. So there is 2 types of arrangements are linear and circular. Okay. This is not writing well on this particular blank surface, but let it be. So these are the 2 most important types of arrangements that you need to learn, which is linear arrangement, that is arranging people in a line, circular arrangement, which is arranging people in a circle. Yeah, I'll try that. Thank you. Also, can you get me some hot water? Okay. Arranging people in a circle. So the first set that I want you to learn how to solve is the simple linear arrangement. You might think, ma'am, linear arrangement aayega nahi, it is too simple. Linear arrangement has come many times. I have solved it myself in the actual CAT many times. And it comes in very different flavors. Ranking in a team, people coming at different times, arrangement across a single building, different floors in a building. All of this has come several times, and linear arrangement does come. And this is the easiest set, most basic set you should know how to solve. So we'll begin with a linear arrangement set, but I want you to know exactly how to solve a linear arrangement set. See, when you come across a linear arrangement set, what I want you to do is, when you come across a linear arrangement set, basically a lot of clues will be given. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. I want you to start with the clue which gives you the most amount of absolute information. That is, if you have information which is about this person is at the extreme end or this person in the middle. Okay, whenever information like that is given, you should start with that. So suppose it is given that A is at the extreme end. What I want you to do is first write down, okay, what are the different places. So suppose there are 5 seats as such. I want you to show these 5 seats like this. Okay, and if it is given that A is at the extreme end, then you have 2 cases to begin with. That A is either at 1 or A is at 5. Then you go through the same set again, go through all the levels, all the like the clues that are given, and you try to solve for these two cases. What might happen is that you might get two possible configurations, or you might get the case that there is only like one configuration out of these two which is valid. So one configuration then you can remove out. Sometimes you are not given any information about ends. No absolute information is given that this person is sitting in the middle or this person is at the end. If information like that is not given, suppose information is given that, say, A is 2 places to the left of B. Okay, if that is information that is given. So then what will I do? I will basically start by doing the same thing. Okay, in this case, if A is 2 places to the left of B, I can say that if B is at 5, then A will be at 3. If B is at 4, A will be at 2. And if B is at 3, A will be at 1. So that means that I am getting 3 possible configurations. What are the 3 possible? What are the 3 possible configurations? Okay. So the 3 possible configurations in this case would be, I'll say that if A is 2 spaces to the left of B, I'll say that case 1, I'll put B over here, 1, 2, A is over here. Case 2, I will put B over here and then A will be over here. Case 3, I'll put B over here, A is over here. So what I want you to do in any linear arrangement is basically draw a table, draw a column for each position. Whenever you come across a particular case, I want you to draw a horizontal line to show that case. So in one particular table like this, I'm showing 3 cases. Then I go through all the clues, then I try to fit the remaining clues for each of these 3 cases. The more I try to fit, then I finally find that, okay, case 1 is not possible, case 2 and 3 are possible, so I get 2 possible solutions. But this is the method or the depiction that I want you to follow. For each position, draw a column. For each case, there has to be a row. So this one case is represented as 1 row. This case is represented as 1 row, and so on. This will help you tremendously, because what will it do? It will reduce the space required to show the different cases. In one table, you are showing all the possible cases. So in one table, you will know exactly what is possible, what is not possible. This is the format that I want you to follow for any linear arrangement. Remember, when it is told that, okay, this person is to the left, if I say that A is to the left of B, it does not mean immediate left. It means that somewhere to the left. So A can be 1 place to the left, A can be 2 places to the left, A can even be 3, 4, 5 places to the left. So we don't know. The only thing that you know for sure is when it is written A is immediate left of B, that means he is immediately to the left. There is no gap between A and B. Now suppose if it is given that A and B are adjacent. So if it is given that A and B are adjacent, it could be that A is to the left of B or B is to the left of A. Both of these cases then exist. So you have to consider both cases separately in that case. Okay. This is what I want you to do. Draw the columns. For each case, draw the rows. Whenever you are done with drawing the rows, go through all the clues again and again. As much as possible, place the information using the clues. Whenever you are done with any particular clue, mark it off. And basically, iteratively go through this list. 1, 2, 3, 4. After doing 1, 2, 3, 4, I was able to place this much. Then again go back 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep going it again and again till you are getting a final configuration. Sometimes you will not be able to place everybody. Suppose you will be left with like 2 people, B and C, C and D unplaced. We know that, so for example, all of this is gone and this is AEB is the final configuration. Then you should basically say that AEB is in 3, 4, 5 and C or D are in some order in 1 and 2. This is your final configuration. This is what I want you to write. Okay. So with this, I'll give you one linear set to solve. I want you to follow this method. For every position, draw a column. Suppose if you are having a set where you don't know the position, but you know that they are next to each other. How do you do it in that case? If no exact position is mentioned, then don't put this. Remove this, okay? Keep it blank, but just start depicting that they are next to each other in some way. And keep space on the left and right. Whenever you are able to place it, put a column there. Okay? So that is the idea. If you don't know the exact position, you know that C, A, B are together. Then show C, A, B together at some point over here. then add columns to the left and right as and when needed. That is your job. The other thing that I will tell you is that of direction of looking. See, this linear arrangement is simple because all directions, all clues will be given with one direction. The question that I'm giving to you will not be like that. In that, different directions are mentioned. So I'll tell you how to actually look at directions, how to understand directions. See, basically consider this is your direction meter. This is north, this is south, this is east, this is west. Okay? Now if this is north, south, east, west, when somebody is looking at, look at this configuration. Suppose this is C, A, B, E, D. Okay, this is D, F. Okay, suppose this is the configuration. Now suppose you're facing north. If you're looking at this, you're facing north. Look at me, when you're looking at this, you're facing north. You will say C is to the left of A. If you're looking at it facing north, you will say that E is to the immediate right of B. If you're looking at it facing north, you will say that D is to the immediate left of F. This is all the direction, everything when you're looking like this. Looking upwards, looking towards north. Now assume the same thing when you're looking towards south. If you're looking towards south, you have to look at them from here. And when you're looking at them from here, everything becomes inverted. Left becomes right, right becomes left. Because if you're looking from the top, what will happen? B will be to the left of A will be to the left of C. Then E will be to the left of B will be to the right of E. D will be to the left of E will be to the right of D, and so on. All of your left and right will become inverted if you are looking towards south. If you are looking towards north, it is the direction as is visible on the paper. When you are assuming north, right, assume it is the same direction as the paper direction. Whatever is written on your paper, you can say that, okay, C is the leftmost, F is the rightmost. That's the same direction as the paper. When you're looking to south, that is basically the inverted direction. So whatever is left will now become right, and whatever is right will now become left. That is what you have to remember. In the set that I'm giving, there are two steps to solving. First step is basically drawing the columns, as I said, and for each case draw a row. The second thing is make a note of the direction. Which particular clue makes sense in which direction. Those are the only things that you have to make sense. Try to say that if I'm placing this clue like this, clue is in the south direction or the clue is in the north direction. That is the only help I need to tell you. After that, I'm sure you'll be able to solve. I'll give you a set. Remember, all 4 sets in this particular marathon are not easy sets. They are exact CAT level. I haven't taken easy sets for you to solve. I have taken exact CAT level sets. So this, I will tell you, this can come in CAT. This is something that is CAT level and can come in CAT. This is a linear arrangements puzzle that can possibly come in CAT. So I'll give that to you. I'll give you 15 minutes to solve it. I want all of you to attempt it and all of you to solve it. Okay, come on, let's get started. Okay, so this is the set and I start your timer now. Okay, there's 15 minutes timer. I want all of you to start it and I want all of you to solve it. Okay, come on guys. Go to cracku.in/live. Go to cracku.in/live. The test will be available in a test format on cracku.in/live. cracku.in/live. Just go over to cracku.in/live. It will be available in test format there. Please go over there so that you can take this as a test. Come on guys, head over to cracku.in/live. This is available as a test on the, it's a free test available to everybody on cracku.in/live. Come on guys. I'll move this also so everything is visible over here also. So this is the first part of the LR set. Okay, a lot of guys are there on the on cracku.in/live. The guys who are still watching on YouTube, please head over to cracku.in/live, the link given over here, as well as in the chat box. There you will see this in the test format. Some guys were having issue with the video quality. Is the video quality better now for you guys, or is it still a blur? Scroll down, ma'am. Okay, fine. So this is the rest of the clues. Okay. And the questions start from here. But once you're done, I'll show the questions again. But the guys who are just seeing over here, go over to cracku.in/live. There it is available as a set. So you can solve it properly there without having to read from the screen. Anurag is asking, ma'am, please scroll down career. Just go back slightly, a few seconds back in the stream. You can see the rest of this, because this I had not shown earlier. But if you go a few seconds back, that first part will be visible. Guys, the guys who are trying to read over here and solve over here, please head over to cracku.in/live. वहाँ पे it is available in a question format, test format में. तो वहाँ पे जाइए. You have time to go there and solve there also. 11 minutes is also enough to solve this question. So go over to cracku.in/live. I want you guys to actually attempt it in a test format. वहाँ पे leaderboard भी है. So try to attempt the set properly as a test. You will get more exam experience by doing that. Come on, guys, head over to cracku.in/live. For how long is this stream? It would probably take somewhere around 2 hours to 2.5 hours. We are going to do 4 LRDI sets, very important 4 LRDI sets, and before every set, I'll tell you how to solve it. So it will take about 2.5 hours, I think. Okay, VRC getting two RC and LRDI, at least one set I can do, but quant, even after a lot of time, unable to get 2-3 questions. As if I see again, I think that for you clearly the issue is in that sense the issue is of quant. So for you, leave everything aside, just focus on the section that you're weak in. Get that at least to like 9-10 questions, because usse bhi kam hai to point nahi hai. Even if you do well in the other 2 sections, it would be pointless. You have to get to at least 9-10 questions in quant. So for that, just for a few weeks, take a break from everything else. Just focus on quant. Do arithmetic. Arithmetic is like the friend of everybody who is weak in quant, because arithmetic questions are on the easier side. They are the most easily achievable questions. So focus on arithmetic. Do a lot of arithmetic questions. Her type of arithmetic question, like profit and loss, compound simple interest, her type ka try to do 50 to 100 questions. At least then wo sab karne ke baad you will be able to do at least 7-8 questions in the actual CAT. That if you are able to get to like 7 questions also, it will be a big jump up. So focus on that, leave everything else, just focus on the weakest section. If your weakest section is so weak that you're on 1-2 questions, just focus on that particular section for a couple of weeks till it becomes decent. Yeah, please slide up. No voice in live stream at Cracku side. Okay. I don't know. Check whether you have muted it. Is that something that most of you guys are facing, where there is no audio in the Cracku side live stream? Okay. These are the rest of the questions if you are looking on this. But go over to cracku.in and there it would be a better way of looking at the questions. Okay. There are 4 questions and it should not be, it's okay, you're audible. Okay. S is also saying I've covered all concept videos, able to solve questions, but sectional I am able to attend only 2 to 3 questions. So S, I think you need practice. There is no escaping it. Okay, concept videos will help you understand how to solve, but to solve yourself, you have to do a lot of practice. You have to solve a lot of questions. I'm telling you, just take arithmetic, profit and loss, time, speed, distance, time and work, ratios and proportion, mixtures and solutions. Sabka 50, 50, 50 minimum karo. Ideally do 100 questions of each. At least that you will be able to attempt. In every single CAT, mock or sectional, there will be easy arithmetic questions. At least 5 easy arithmetic questions which you should be able to solve. Focus on just that. Once that is done, you can then go to, like, say, algebra or geometry. In algebra also, don't go through all algebra. First go to like the easier parts like linear equations, quadratic equations, formula based quadratic equations. Those kind of things, cover them first. Then you can go to other things like logarithms, क्योंकि logarithms का भी काफी formula based होता है. So if you are sincere and if you have mugged up all the formulas, logarithms का भी एक आध question आ ही जाएगा which you can solve. So all of that would be the first thing that you should focus on and target. Okay, how is the test going? How have you guys attempted? How many have not attempted? इसमें leaderboard नहीं है. That's the only issue. I can't see how people have done in the stream, but let me see अगर leaderboard दिख सकता है तो. Okay, Varun is asking, ma'am, I've covered arithmetic, algebra, and some modern maths topics, but I keep forgetting the concepts again and again. Currently, I'm practicing all the topics every day. Can you suggest? See, Varun, what I'll say is that even if you forget a concept, right, don't go and start watching the videos again. That is a mistake a lot of people do, where they start revision. Again and again, they see the videos. Usse koi point nahi hai. After you have covered the concepts once through the concept videos, go and just start solving questions. The minute you're not able to solve a question, then go and see the concept video for that particular question, because then you will know, okay, this was based in the solution, it is based on, like, say, angle bisector theorem. You didn't remember angle bisector theorem, or you don't remember how to use it, go and see the video just to revise that particular theorem when it is needed. But don't go through the videos unnecessarily, because it's a waste of time. If you know the concept once, revision should be through practice. Revision should not be through seeing the whole playlist again, because it is not needed. There will be only a few things that you will be forgetting as such. To revise those specific things, practice. The minute you're not able to solve, go and revise those things again. But don't revise the whole playlist for no reason. Anurag is asking ki after this, take some question and answer session. Definitely, Anurag. I'll be there. I'll take 10 minutes just question and answer at the end of the stream. But I'll be answering questions while the stream is also going on. I know there is 4 minutes left, but I want to know whether you guys were able to solve this set. और जो लोग अटके हैं कहाँ पे अटके हैं? Just let me know through chat. If you are stuck somewhere, let me know where you are stuck. I'll try to help you out. Second and third statement. Okay, Vedantika is saying, ma'am, I'm struggling with DILR, can't solve even one set. I've done all concept videos. Should I do sectional, study room sets, or daily targets? Vedantika, start with study room. Daily target is slightly on the difficult side. Not difficult side, dekho, basically the scale is, if you consider the difficulty level, this is a CAT difficulty level, okay? your daily target will be only around cat difficulty level. Daily target में easy sets नहीं होते. But if you are at this level where you are much more not as good at cat level at the moment, so should you start directly with daily target? I'll say that start with study room, because when you are starting with the study room has adaptable difficulty level. So it starts with easy sets. As you keep solving, you get tougher and tougher sets. So after, like, say, if you say solve 50 sets of arrangements, then you go and solve daily target of arrangements, you will be able to solve the daily target. Nahi to abhi you are struggling at the moment to solve even one set. The issue is basically you are at a lower level and you're finding even the basics difficult. Start with study room, start solving a lot of sets from there. थोड़े से level बढ़ेगा, then you can do daily target also. Okay? Somebody was stuck with the third and fourth statement. Canada's flag is adjacent to both US and UK's flag. UK's flag is to the immediate right of the France's flag. So as I said, ये कैसे solve करते हैं? The simple way to solve it is what? The simple way to solve it is to draw out your, where did this go? Okay. The simple way to solve this is basically to draw out the clues. We know that there is some clues that are given. Some of them are from the north direction, some of them are from the south direction. कौन सा north direction से पता नहीं है, कौन सा south direction से पता नहीं है. But we have some idea about what they will be. So draw out all the cases. ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा केस हो कि कितने cases होंगे? इतने भी cases नहीं होंगे. So say the flag of US is to the immediate left of the German flag. So immediate left, if it is north direction, it is left. If it is south direction, it is actually right. So दोनों cases consider करो. That US is to the immediate left. So you have a case over here, US, German flag. Or the other case is German and US flag. दोनों cases consider करो. Draw out all the cases like this. First case, second case. Okay, if it is this case, okay, US is actually to the immediate left of the German flag. This is the flag of Japan is to the immediate right of Italy's flag and to the left of Canada's flag. Okay, बाकी का तो मैंने अभी place नहीं किया है, so I'll keep a pin in that. Canada's flag is adjacent to both US and UK's flag. What does that mean? That it is between US and UK's flag. So I can say for sure that if US is here and Germany is over here, then Canada's flag is here and UK's flag has to be here, because Canada's flag is between US and UK's flag. Similarly, if Germany is over here, US is over here, Canada's flag is over here and UK's flag is over here. So I have considered and drawn out two cases already. दो cases मिल गए मुझे just by trying to follow the rules. Just follow the rules, draw out all cases. ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा I'll tell you, you're going to get 4 cases. उससे ज़्यादा नहीं होगा. But among those 4 cases, you have to reject a few cases where the condition of 2 south side and 2 north sides is not met. Then you will get X number of cases. Okay, I will not tell you the answer, but essentially यही करना है. Draw out all the cases. Okay, मैंने जितना simple way में बोला है कि just draw out this. Just draw out all the cases you can consider. You will not end up with a lot of cases. Come on, guys. There's 4 seconds left. Come on. Second and third are contradictory. No, they are not contradictory. Clearly at the top there is told that some of these are from the north side, some of these are from the south side. That's why they appear contradictory. Okay, Clutch Gamer is saying that I'm weak in DILR, I don't even know where to start and I'm afraid to touch it. And see, you have started with the Cracku's course. What I would say is stick to the schedule, go and do the batch tasks every day. But you have identified that you are weak in DILR, no? So don't hide from it. Hiding from the truth will never help you. It will only hurt you. So if you have identified that this is my weakness, so whatever is your weakness, you should give double time to it. If you give 1 hour to quant, 1 hour to VARC, you give 2 hours to DILR. If you give half an hour to quant, half an hour to VARC, you have to give 1 hour, whole hour to DILR. And don't hide from it. In 1 hour, you're going to do 2 LRDI sets. Agar aaye to aaye, nahi aaye to you see the video solution. What is the harm in doing that? But what will happen is that after the first 5 or 10 video solutions, तुम्हें भी खुद चमकने लगेगा. You will also start seeing that, okay, I can see, I can understand, you can anticipate, okay, ऐसे करना है. The minute you start anticipating, right, you have taken 1 step forward. Then try to do it without seeing the solution, without seeing the explanation. Try to do it yourself. You will see that you have like, say, of the entire set, suppose like 10 steps are to be taken, you will take like 3 or 4 by yourself. Then go and see the solution. After that, you will see, okay, the remaining 6 steps were like this. Next time, you will take the first 5 steps on your own. Next 6 steps. After some time, you will be able to solve the entire set on your own. Keep solving, then you will actually make progress. This is basically like waiting at the foot of a mountain and wishing it the mountain comes down. The mountain is not going to come down. You have to climb. That's the only way you can pass through CAT is to climb that mountain of DILR. DILR is difficult. I will also say that कि मुझे भी डर लगता है. But if you don't try, if you don't put effort, it is never going to change. So the only person who has power to change your score in DILR is you, and you have to do it. No other way you can improve in DILR. Okay. So let's start with solving this. I know that a lot of people might have found this also tough. It's not an easy set. Normal easy set hai linear arrangements ka. But the issue is that in this particular linear arrangement, there are multiple directions given. And because of that, like Yash said, it seems contradictory. Why does it seem contradictory? Because multiple directions diye. So let's look at the set. The flags of 7 different countries are arranged in a straight line from east to west. Anik and Vinay are standing on the opposite sides of this row. One is facing the north and the other is facing south. They make certain observations about positions of the flag and some statements. Both the people make 2 statements each. It is known that both of them always speak the truth. The statements given below are in any particular order. So there are 2 statements from north perspective, 2 statements from south perspective. So they will be internally contradictory. If you ask one guy who's facing north, he'll say A is to be the left of B. If you ask the same thing to the person standing on south, he'll be like, no, A is to the right of B. Then you'll say it is internally contradicting. It is not internally contradicting. If they're internally contradicting, they are on the opposite sides of the this. That's why it is contradicting. But let's take a look at the statements that are there. The flag of US is to the immediate left of the German flag. As I said, if it is to the immediate left of the German flag, if it is from the perspective of the north side, suppose मैंने ये north perspective लिया, okay, this is the north perspective, I will say that this is the configuration. US is to the immediate left of north, immediate left of the German flag. But if the person saying this is actually on the south side, he is facing south side. So what will happen? The reverse is true. This is if he is actually facing south, this will be the case where it is actually to the right of the German flag, not to the left of the German flag. So right now, let's say ye sab nikal do. Let's start fresh, okay? Let's say that there are certain flags. How many flags are there? There are a total of 7 different flags, okay? I don't know in which direction they are or what they are, but there are some 7 different flags. If I need, I'll make more columns because I don't know where to begin, where to start, because किसी ने कोई absolute value दिया ही नहीं है. Nobody has said, okay, it is in the 3rd place, 4th place, because they have not given any absolute value. I can't say for sure that wherever I begin will be the right place. But what I know is flag of US is to the immediate left of German flag. So it is definitely a neighbor, because if it is immediate left or immediate right, wo pata nahi hai, but it is definitely a neighbor. So US and German flags are next to each other. Flag of Japan is to the immediate right of Italy's flag and to the left of Canada's flag. Left, not immediate left, left. So Japan and Italy's flag are next to each other, but Japan is to the left of Canada's flag. So what I can say is that US and Germany kahin to aise hai where they are next to each other. Italy and Japan are also next to each other. And it is Italy, Japan or Japan, Italy. And if Italy, Japan is to the immediate right of Italy's flag and left of Canada's flag, which means that Japan is somewhere between Canada's flag and Italy's flag. So if this is Italy's flag and Japan's flag, somewhere it is to the left of Canada's flag. Otherwise, if Japan's flag is here, then Canada will be on this side. One second, I'll just do this cleanly. See, if it is Italy and Japan like this, so Canada will be somewhere on the right side. Or if it is Japan and Italy like this, then Canada will be somewhere over here. Which means what? That Canada is to one side of Italy and Japan. Japan is in the middle of Italy and Canada. Somewhere Japan is in the middle of Italy and Canada. Third is Canada's flag is adjacent to both US and UK's flag, which means that it is either US Canada, UK, or it is UK, Canada, US. ये किसी भी डायरेक्शन से देखो, whether it is facing north or facing south, it will be the same condition. Whether I'm facing north or facing south, I'll say adjacent only. There is no left or right over here. So we can't figure out whether it is north facing or south facing from this clue. So this can be spoken by both the guys. So this means that we can't tell this is north facing clue or south facing clue. This will be true for both guys. Fourth is UK's flag is to the immediate right of France's flag. So UK's flag is next to France somehow. So this is France and UK or UK and France, some order. I can see देखो US, Canada, UK एक साथ है, France भी उसके साथ है, and Canada has to be one side of Japan and Italy. So from this, can I put it together in some way? So if I try to combine the third and fourth in some way, I will say that I will get something like this, okay? US, Canada, UK, and France is to the right in this case, so I'll say France is over here, or it is UK, Canada, US, and France is on this side. Okay, this is what the two cases I can make based on the information that is given. Now what else can I say? France, iska dono ka third and fourth I have used up. Now I know that US ke baaju mein German flag hai. So German flag will either come here or German flag will either come here. Now another information that is given is Italy and Japan are next to each other and it is away from the Canada flag. That is, Japan flag is somewhere near the, in between Italy and Canada. So the other way, the only way that we can have is we have Japan over here and Italy over here, or we have Japan over this side, इस side Japan and Italy है, और this side like दोनों side पे डालना है. The only thing is that they have to be in such a way that Japan has to be between Italy and Canada. So let me write that condition also out. Japan, US, Canada, UK, France, और इस side डाल दो Japan and Italy. Okay. Same, इसमें भी we have to say that okay, it has to be one side of Canada and Italy has to be the other side. और repeat कर दो इस side. We have France, UK, Canada, US, Germany, and Japan इस side है और Italy this side है. So if I use all the four rules, this is how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, 7, 7. So I get 4 possible configurations of these 7 flags. ये छोड़ के और कोई हो सकता है? Is there any other possible configuration using these conditions that are given? No other configuration. These are the only 7 configurations possible. Yes, ma'am, that we don't know who is making that statement. Exactly. Italy, Japan, Canada. Say exactly. We don't know कौन से किसने कौन सा statement किया है. So we can't say that okay, this is south facing, north facing. We can't say. तो उसका right हो सकता है, उसका right left भी हो सकता है. We can't say. So ignore the immediate left है, immediate right है. Just take the fact that it is immediate. That is the only thing that we can take. So using all of the statements, we have been able to get 4 configurations. But we have been told an additional information. What is the additional information that we have been told? That 2 of them have to be north facing, 2 of them have to be south facing. So let us consider, okay? Let us consider which one is north facing, which is consistent with the north facing, south facing, that condition, and which is not. Consider this one, okay? The flag is to the immediate left of the German flag. Okay, US flag is to the immediate left of the German flag. यहाँ पे हम लोग ने बोला है कि it is to the right. So if we are saying that, then we are saying that the statement is south. If it is south facing, left का right हो जाता है. So first, if I am just considering the first case, हमने actually US flag को German flag के right में डाला है, which means that I am considering that the first statement is south facing. Consider the second statement. Flag of Japan is to the immediate right of Italy's flag and the left of Canada's flag. It is to the immediate right of Italy's flag and to the left of Canada's flag. Here it is right of Canada's flag and immediate left of Italy's flag. So I am saying ये भी south facing है, मैंने उल्टा किया है सब directions को. So ये भी south facing है. Canada's flag is adjacent. ये उसका third statement is completely irrelevant when it comes to direction. So I will not consider it also. UK's flag is to the immediate right of France's flag. UK's flag is to the immediate right of France's flag. In the first this, it is to the immediate left. तो ये भी मैंने उल्टा किया है, which means that ये भी south facing है. So first statement is south facing statement, second facing is south facing statement, third facing is also south facing statement. So तीन statement are by a person who is facing south, which cannot be the case, which means that this first case is ruled out. It is giving me three south facing statements, which is not possible. So I'll remove that case. Consider for the second case. The flag of US is to the immediate left of the German flag. Yes, it is immediate left of the German flag. This is north facing statement. The flag of Japan is to the immediate right of Italy's flag. Flag of Japan is to the immediate right. No, left hai ye. And left of Canada's flag. No, right of Canada's flag. So this is a south facing statement. Last statement, UK's flag is to the immediate right of France's flag. North facing statement. I get two north facing statement, one south facing statement. I can always say that third is also a south facing statement. Because in any direction it will be any statement. It can be south or north. Because though north hai, I need two south, so I can say that the two south are the second and third one. So this is not violating the second condition. Second case is not violating any condition. I am getting two north and two south, so it is fitting my condition. So this is a possibility. I will not erase the second case. The second case is a valid case. Okay, I am getting second case as a valid case. किसी को इसमें problem है? Anybody is not understanding anything of that sort? Okay. Everybody is understanding this, following me till now. Anybody has any issues? ये south north क्यों कर रही हूँ? Anybody has any issue with that? Did we get a final answer with the first case? Did we get one answer, one valid case? Anybody has any issues? No, right? Okay. What is the ideal time to be taken to solve this test? 10 minutes less. I think if you're an expert solver, this will take you 10 minutes. If you're a newbie solver, it will take you 12 and a half to 15 minutes as such. But this is a set you can definitely solve. Thoda practice ke saath, understanding directions, understanding linear arrangement, this is definitely a set you will be able to solve. So don't worry, abhi solve nahi hua, so don't worry. It will be something that you can solve. Okay, now let's do this for the remaining two that are also there. This is Italy, Japan, Germany, wo wala, second case. Sorry, third case actually. So first statement is flag of US is to the immediate left of the German flag. Flag of US is to the immediate right. So ye south facing statement hai. The flag of Japan is to the immediate right of Italy's flag. Okay. And the left of Canada's flag. This is true. So this is north facing statement. Isme inversion nahi hai of direction. So this is a north facing statement. Canada, ye chhod do. UK's flag is to the immediate right of France's flag. Immediate left hai. So this is also a south facing statement. Okay, not immediate right. Two south facing, one north facing. So here also I can say this third direction is also not, third statement is north facing. So I have two north facing, two south facing. So I'll say this is also a valid case. Ye bhi koi invalidate nahi kar raha hai. So even this case stays. Let's consider and check the last case, which is of this one over here. Let's consider it. Flag of US is to the immediate left of the German flag. This is a not facing statement because it is to the immediate left. वो सही है. The flag of Japan is to the immediate right of Italy's flag and to the left of Canada's flag. Yes, this is as it is shown in diagram. So this is also a north facing statement. This ये छोड़ दो third वाला. UK's flag is to the immediate right of France's flag. This is also true. It is immediate right. तो इसमें तीनों statement north आ रहा है. But that is not what we need, no. We need two north, two south. So this case also is eliminated. This case is also not valid, which means what are we left with? We are left with two cases. These are the only two valid cases. Now with these two valid cases, then I can answer all my questions that are there. So let us see what questions are there. The questions are, which of the following, okay. How many arrangements are possible for the given flags? I get two final arrangements. So how many arrangements are possible? Two arrangements are possible. Which of the following is definitely true? Italy's flag is adjacent to France's flag. They are always at opposite ends. This is definitely not true. Germany's flag is adjacent to Japan's flag. Both cases it is actually adjacent to Japan's flag. So I'll say this is true. Germany's flag is adjacent to Japan's flag here and here also. Both cases mein it is adjacent. So this statement B is true. US's flag is adjacent to UK's flag. Definitely not. बीच में उन्होंने in the clues only they have said कि Canada का flag बीच में. So this is definitely not true. None of these. B is true, so B is the correct answer. The third question is, how many flags are there between Italy's flag and Canada's flag? So between Italy's flag and Canada's flag, in the first case there is 1, 2, 3. 3 in first case, and in the second case 1, 2, 3. In both cases between Italy's flag and Canada's flag, I have 3 flags which are in between. So since the value is consistent between both cases, I can say that there are 3 flags in between Italy's flag and Canada's flag. If you get 2 cases, और एक में 3 flags आ रहा है, एक में 4 flags आ रहा है, then you have to say cannot be determined. Only if you get the same value across all cases can you say that इतना ही flags है बीच में. So in this case, because we have 2 cases and in both cases we have only 3 values, 3 flags in between, we can say for sure कि 3 flags है. Otherwise the answer would have been cannot be determined. Last question. Which country's flag is exactly at the center? Over here, which flag in the first case, which is at the center? US flag is at the center, okay? 3 on left, 3 on right. In the second case, which is at the center? Again, US is at the center. So in both configurations, which flag is at the center? The US flag is at the center. So the correct answer is option B, US flag is at the center. Anybody have any issue with this? Otherwise, we'll go to the second type, which is circular arrangement. Circular arrangement bhi kafi baar aata hai, and they are, can you tell how you make it as north and south? Okay, how did you make it north and south? Dekho, see, how did I know that this is north or this is south? For any configuration, okay? Let's say consider this configuration, the first configuration, ye wala configuration hai. Okay, somebody didn't understand ki statement ko north ki boliyo, statement ko south ki boliyo. So I am considering each case, and for each case I am saying that is this particular statement made by the north facing guy or the south facing guy. The north facing guy will see you exactly as it is there in this particular case. Okay, this case that we are writing is from the perspective of the north facing guy. तो उसको left ही दिखेगा, उसको right ही दिखेगा. But the south facing guy will see ulta. So if the south facing guy is seeing this case, he is going to say right for left and left for right. So when you see this case, okay, and you consider, you have to basically say, was this statement made by the north facing guy? If this statement is consistent with your statement, if it is consistent with the diagram that you have drawn, then it is a north facing guy ka statement. If it is not consistent with the diagram you have drawn, then it is a south facing guy ka statement. Consider the first statement, flag of US is to the immediate left of the German flag. Flag of US is to the immediate left. Yes, it is to the immediate left. So this is consistent. So if it is consistent with yours, you say north. Agar exact opposite hai, ulta hai, then you say south. Because that would mean south guy is looking opposite of what I am looking. So that is the south facing guy statement. This is exactly the same that I am seeing. So it is north facing guy statement. Flag of Japan is to the immediate right of Japan is to the immediate right of Italy's flag and to the left of Canada's flag. Okay, Japan flag, ye bol raha is to the immediate right of Italy's flag. But for me, it is to the left of Italy's flag. So for me, मैं उल्टा देख रही हूँ. Similarly, he is saying it is to the left of Canada's flag. But I am seeing that it is to the right of Canada's flag. So मैं जो देख रही हूँ, उसका exact opposite ये बोल रहा है. He is giving the exact different directions, which means that ये north नहीं देख रहा है, ये south देख रहा है. Okay, so this means that, this statement is a south facing statement. So using this, I am able to say whether this is a north facing statement or a south facing statement. I need 2 north facing statements, 2 south facing statements. From that I can figure out whether the case is a valid case or not. ऐसे करके मैंने 2 case निकाल दिए because I was not getting 2 north and 2 south facing statements. Okay, so let's go to the next part. I'll tell you basics of how to do this. But before we go there, please remember to follow us on Instagram for daily MBA updates. We put up a lot of information like application deadlines. We put up information about like how to apply, where to apply, what are the good colleges, what are the not so good colleges. Sub information we put on our Instagram. We also put some memes from time to time. So do follow us on Instagram. It would make your CAT journey more enjoyable and also a lot less stressful also, because then you will essentially you will never have to worry about missing an application deadline because we'll have you covered. Okay, so do remember to follow us on Instagram. We are very active there. We never miss a like application update, anything. So do follow us on Instagram. Okay, so let's our Instagram handle is Cracku exam. Okay, Cracku exam on Insta. So do follow us there. let's go to the second part, which is circular arrangement. Okay. Sorry for the my handwriting is पे cursive ही चल रहा है, normal print नहीं ठीक से चल रहा है, so I'll write cursive over here. So how do you solve circular arrangement questions? The same idea as linear arrangement. Draw it out. Okay, ये simple idea है कि arrangement कैसे करते हैं, draw करो, सब cases draw कर दो. The only thing is that sometimes when there are a lot of clues, right, you will get like I have to draw 8 things, or I have to draw 9 things, or I have to draw 10 circles. वो बहुत ज़्यादा हो जाता है because it will be unnecessarily time consuming. So the clue that you should look for is, in circular arrangement, multiple clues will be given. You have to look for that one person जिसके बारे में सबसे ज़्यादा information दिया है. One person will come in 2 or 3 clues. So when that one person comes in 2 or 3 clues, you say that I will start my arranging by placing this person. Suppose that there are 6 people sitting around a circular table, okay, and information is given. So first thing that you draw is, first thing that you draw is, you draw your circle, okay, then you put the 6 people. But 6 people, कहाँ से arrangement चालू करूँ? It doesn't matter, right? We have like 6 people, we can start by placing anyone anywhere, because then every other part of the arrangement will be respect to that person. In linear arrangement वैसे नहीं होता. You can't start off by putting USA flag on the corner. You have to have like some relative arrangement, because if USA is in the middle versus if USA is on the 5th place, all of that are different configurations. पर यहाँ पे कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता. You can start by placing any person anywhere, and फिर once you have placed one person, right, everything else then becomes relative to that person. So circular arrangement में the additional thing is that you can start by placing one person somewhere, and then you can start with the real arrangement from that perspective. कि I will start placing by one person. Suppose clues दिए हैं, 4-5 clues are given, and A's name comes twice. That A का नाम clue 1 में भी है, clue 4 में भी है, clue 5 में भी है. If A has come 2-3 times in the clues, I will always start by placing A, or the person who has max number of clues in his name. So I will say that let me start by placing A. Okay, and then I will use the clues wherever A's name is mentioned. So when they will say that, okay, B is sitting 3 to the right of A, then I will say 1, 2, 3. So 3 to the right of A, this is 1 to the right, this is 2 to the right of A, this is 3 to the right of A. So this is B. I will start by saying that, okay, if I place A over here, B has to be over here. Another clue will be given that A is sitting between D and F. So then I'll say, okay, this is D and F in some order. I'll draw it out. This is one configuration. The other configuration will be, I'll draw another circle, draw it out. A is over here, B is over here, and because I've considered D and F over here, I'll consider its reverse over here, that F यहाँ पे, D यहाँ पे. So there are 2 cases. F is either to the left of A or he is to the right of A. Draw out both cases. Once you are told कि ये दोनों के बीच में, there are 2 possibilities. Draw both possibilities. That is what you have to do. That whenever you have multiple possibilities, draw them out. कभी-कभी 2 होता है, कभी-कभी you have to draw 4 cases. The idea should be you have to draw out all the possibilities, but try to minimize the number of cases that you are drawing. So always start by placing the person जिसके बारे में सबसे ज़्यादा information है. Once you do that, no, the number of cases directly go down, because he will help you place others around himself. Once you do that, you will have like, okay, I'm getting 2 cases. Now suppose it is told that, say, C and E are around B. If it is given that C and E are around B, so then you will have C over here or E over here, or the other way around. But यहाँ पे एक case है, so again I have to draw another same case over here, and I will have to draw and I have to put EC also, and यहाँ पे CE डालूं. Then again I will do another case where I will put E and C. So finally how many cases I'll get? I'll get 4 cases. So basically this is how you do. Every clue will give you multiple possibilities. Draw out the possibilities. जितना हो सके, try to reduce the number of drawings you have to do by first considering those people जिसके बारे में सबसे ज़्यादा information है. That way you reduce the number of cases or configurations you have to draw out. In this case I have to draw out 4. Usually if you have to draw out up to 4, that is enough. 4 के ऊपर जा रहा है तो कुछ गलत कर रहे हो. 4 तक you should definitely draw out, because then what will happen is, using the additional clues, out of these 4, a couple of them will be eliminated. So then you will be left with 1 or 2 at the very end. Okay, so this is what you have to do, not very difficult, just draw it out. Okay, so I'll give you one example for that. Everybody head over to cracku.in/live, be ready with pen and paper. एक circular arrangement solve करना है. Guys, get ready. Okay, everyone ready with the next set? I am putting, this is your next set. Guys, be ready to solve. Okay. Okay, so this is the set. This is circular arrangement. Draw it out. Find the person जिसके बारे में सबसे ज़्यादा information है. Start by placing in first. Okay. It is also posted on your cracku.in/live. Take it as test. Come on, guys. You can solve it. Guys who are just watching on YouTube, head over to cracku.in/live. The guys who are seeing this later on, will put up the questions as a PDF. Don't need to worry about it. PDF में question देख के solve कर लेना, but it is important for you to solve. Okay, guys, solve this set. I want all of you to solve. 15 minutes is there. Timer नहीं चालू किया क्या? Okay, 15 minutes is there. Please solve it. Okay. Nitin, you got all full marks in the last set. Very well done. Nitin, Monique, Sonema, Gaurav, Joel, Aradhana, Ria, excellent work, all of you. Yash also very well done. Mukund, Vikas, Ishani, Pranav, Adamya, Sanidhya, S, Vidika, Sai Sriram, Kushal Reddy, Akshat Agarwal. Excellent work, guys. Keep on doing it, okay? I want all of you to get full marks in all 4 sets today. Come on, guys. The guys who are seeing this on YouTube, please head over to cracku.in/live. It will help, like you can take it in the live session there. Come on. Okay. Okay. Gopal, I can't see the session on app or website. Go over to cracku.in/live. I'll put the link only. Go to cracku.in/live, Gopal. You will see the session, okay? Is it going to stay on the channel? Yes, it is going to stay on this channel. First set ka fourth question, please clear kar dijiye. Okay, what was the issue with the fourth question? Fourth question. Okay. Let me go back. Okay. इसका fourth question था. Okay, which is the exactly at the center? देखो both cases में 3 यहाँ पे है. There are 3 over here, 3 to the right. US is in the center. Same way 3 over here, 3 to the right. US is in the center. So in both questions, US is the flag which is there in the center. So you are asked which country's flag is in the center. US's flag is in the center. Okay, not a difficult question. देखो दोनों cases है, but दोनों में if you are getting one consistent answer, that answer applies. Only if you are getting different answers will you say it is cannot be determined. डाउन साइड से सेंटर क्यों देखेंगे, ऊपर साइड से देखेंगे ना. दोनों साइड से सेंटर सेंटर होता है. अगर देयर आर 6 पीपल, देन यू कैन से ओके थर्ड फ्रॉम लेफ्ट इज डिफरेंट फ्रॉम नॉर्थ डायरेक्शन एंड साउथ डायरेक्शन. तो दोनों साइड से सेंटर सेंटर होता है क्योंकि ऑड नंबर ऑफ चीजें है ना, तो दोनों साइड से सेंटर सेंटर ही रहेगा. Scroll the screen, ma'am. Okay. चलो, this is the second part of it. ये थोड़ा बड़ा है, so you will require some more time. It's Chinese delegate who spoke about hunger. B spoke about say. Okay. Please answer my question above. Okay, 1 second, Derek. Let me check. Okay. I had left the stream in between. I wanted to ask when should the CAT syllabus be finished? My batch schedule ends on September mid. Is that too late? I have only 2 to 3 hours of study every time. Derek, your batch schedule ends in September, but most of the things that are important will be completed by August only. If you see the September schedule, it is the smaller topics that are there. The more like niche topics, which we cover just to make sure that you have covered everything. But by August, all the things which are important like arithmetic, like algebra, geometry, reading comprehension, para insertion, para summary, all the VA part, our LRDI ka most important LRDI sets, everything will be covered by August only. So the idea is that from September onwards, we do the smaller parts which are like highest factorial, highest power in a factorial. ये काफी छोटा topic है, but we cover it just so that you have covered everything in the syllabus. But the point is कि ये छोटे topics के साथ you have to basically cover these छोटा topics, and from September onwards just focus on solving. क्योंकि July August तक you will finish all your portion, and from September onwards just focus completely on solving. And what I will also suggest is that if you have more time every single day, try to front log the topics, try to front log the schedule. So go ahead, try to finish the schedule and start practicing. The idea should be that you should not leave practicing till September. You should start practicing from now on. I'm not too good in VRC and LRDI, but I managed to solve 2 RCs and 1 LRDI, but quant is not more than 2, 3. I prepare topic wise, I can solve, but mixed questions, no, not able to solve. So I will say that even if you're not, it doesn't matter that you're not great at RC, VRC or LRDI, but you're clearly weakest in quant, right? जो भी आपका weak subject है, for 2 weeks close everything else and make sure that your weak subject, you at least get to 80 percentile. So that means that you have to solve 5 to 7 questions. So focus on just that till you get to 7 questions. Everything else takes a back seat. Then after 2 weeks, you can come back to VRC, you can come back to LRDI. But for 2 weeks, just focus on quant. Just focus on quant arithmetic. Quant full also no. Just focus on quant arithmetic so you can solve 7 questions in quant section of CAT. If you have like that very laser focus, no, tabhi improvement hota hai. If you just keep doing everything, a little bit of everything, then that improvement will take more time. If you have laser focus on one thing, you will have immediate improvement. So have this laser focus, focus on arithmetic improvement test. Ma'am, when is your VRC live? I will try to do it, but it's difficult to do in this one because it is difficult to like upar karna is also difficult. I'll do it in the old setup. Okay, that is easier to do. So there I'll do a VRC marathon session. I think this is the last end of it. I'll put the questions also up if you need. Okay. Okay, can you solve my query please? Where is the query? I got 50% in 10th, 51% in this. Am I eligible for FMS? Dekho, you are eligible for FMS, but the issue is that for anybody, you need for FMS, you need a very high score. We need a very high CAT percentile. So your focus, your entire energy should not be ki mera profile kaisa. Your entire energy should be that I have to get the max CAT score as much as possible. And don't focus on one institute, not just FMS, but for any institute that accepts CAT score. You have to basically say that I have to get as high a CAT score as possible. Just think about that. Thinking about your profile, thinking about things that are in the past. Your 10th, 12th undergrad scores are in the past. They won't change now. So don't spend any time thinking about that. Think only about CAT for now. Till November, that should be the only thing that you ask about, only thing that you should focus about, only thing you should think about. That is basically how you will get into FMS, having this single-minded obsession on your CAT score. Okay, I think many of you might have already solved by now. How much time is left? 7 minutes are left on this. Okay. Any of you is stuck anywhere? Let me know. I'll help you. How is this set? Do you think it's difficult? If you're stuck, let me know. And if you want, I'll give you the person you should start off from. That will make your job much more easier. Where should you start off from? किसके बारे में सबसे ज़्यादा information है? Read the set and let me know किसके बारे में सबसे ज़्यादा information है. What should be your starting point? Krishna is asking that with a good profile, even with low percentile, and if you're general, you get admissions in IIMs. Is it true? Yes. A good profile here basically means you have a non-engineering profile. If you're female, you get extra marks for it. Also, if you have good work experience, it also helps. But basically, it's a numbers game. If any of you have like kitna percentile lagega, when at what percentile will I get my dream B school? For all of that questions, we have our CAT call predictor. So go to like Cracku's call predictor or Cracku's percentile predictor. There you put in your profile, because profile से difference फर्क पड़ता है. Whether it is a BTech versus a Bachelor of Arts, there is a difference. There is like gender diversity points, there are academic diversity points. For all of that, you put in your profile, you will get an indicative range of how much should be your percentile to get the college from the different set of B schools. From IIMs, FMS, kitna percentile lagega. So there you can check what percentile you'll need. First statement about India refugee one. No, that is not the one. Read it carefully. Ek banda which is the most helpful one, जिसके बारे में twice mention किया है. Over here, refugee का कहाँ पे आया? Chinese who spoke about hunger was sitting immediate right of the Indian delegate who spoke about refugee crisis. And okay, and what else? B spoke about disaster management. He was not from China. Chinese delegates who spoke about trafficking and corruption were sitting opposite to each other. E and G were from USA. They were sitting next to each other. Who spoke about refugee crisis and corruption were from the same country. So refugee crisis has come twice. Corruption guy has come twice. Okay, and no other delegate from that country. One of the Indian delegate was sitting opposite this. He spoke about trafficking. So one guy has a lot of एक refugee वाला 2 बार आया है, corruption वाला 2 बार आया है, trafficking वाला 2 बार आया है. But one of these three is more useful than the other two. Think why? Because it's not just telling you that he's from a particular country, he is giving you links to 2 other things. So you have to think that which one out of these 3 is the most useful. The corruption guy, the trafficking guy, or the refugee crisis guy. Okay, done with this set. Good job, Shweta. I think many of you guys have. Okay, you're done reading or done solving, Shweta? H is the most useful. H is the most useful. No, H is this guy, right? H is the trafficking guy. So trafficking guy is H. Corruption guy is sitting opposite the trafficking guy. Corruption guy and refugee crisis guy are from the same country. So refugee crisis के बारे में 2 statements है, corruption guy के बारे में 2 statements है, and trafficking guy के बारे में 2 statements है. But the trafficking guy and the refugee crisis guy are like brought together, combined. By which guy? By the corruption guy. So the corruption guy is the most useful one because he is having the most information, which is place information. You have to place people on a circle, no? So we need some place information. Any clue which is A is sitting opposite B is super useful. A is sitting opposite or saying sitting to the left of B, A is sitting to the right of B is a weaker clue. A is sitting opposite B is a much stronger clue. Always start with those clues because they are much stronger in nature. Okay, 1 minute left. Okay, 1.5 minutes left. Solved. Very good job, Sayantan. Very good job, Shweta. Last 1.5 minutes, guys. Come on. I want to see all of you solve this. As long as you get the answer, Sonima, that is fine. Sonima, I see I have solved. Nitin has solved. Gaurav has solved. Decaf has solved. Aradhana has solved. Very well done. Very good job, all of you. As long as you're able to connect those three guys are the most important guys. For me, I started with the corruption guy because he was connected to both the trafficking guy as well as he was connected to the refugee crisis guy. And in तीनों के बारे में सबसे ज़्यादा information है. 3 right, 1 wrong. There, when you solve an LRDI set, you should not get any of them wrong, okay? You should make sure that you don't make any mistake in any of the options. Come on. Last 19 seconds. Come on, every one of you, mark off your answers. Good job, Ayasir. All those who have gotten all their answers correct, very well done. Okay, everyone has answered. Time is up. Okay, come on guys, let's try to solve this set. Come on. This is not a difficult set and this is definitely a set that can come and you should be able to solve. 8 delegates A, B, C, A to H from different countries, India, USA and China, recently attended the G3 Roundtable conference. As per convention, all the delegates sat around a roundtable and discussed on 8 different prevalent issues. So corruption, climate change, terrorism, refugee crisis, disaster management, trafficking, hunger and poverty. All the delegates from the same countries were sitting together. So we know that, okay, all India delegates will be together, all Chinese delegates will be together, all US delegates will be together. So we'll have 3 groups around the circle. So that visualization you should have before you start, that all US delegates will be together, all India delegates will be together, all Chinese delegates will be together. Okay, starting with Chinese delegate who spoke about hunger was sitting to the immediate right of an Indian delegate who spoke about refugee crisis. B spoke about disaster management and he was not from China. The delegates who spoke about trafficking and corruption were sitting opposite to each other. E and G were from the USA and they were sitting next to each other. The delegates who spoke about the refugee crisis and corruption were from the same country. And there was no other delegate from that country. Only one of the Indian delegates was sitting opposite to an American delegate. H spoke about trafficking and he was sitting third to the right of A, who was sitting opposite to E. For one of the delegates, the country he belonged to and the topic he was started with the same alphabet as his name. So over here, which one should I start from? As many people said, H ke baare mein bhi kafi information hai. He's the trafficking guy. He's sitting opposite the corruption guy. Corruption guy and refugee crisis guy are sitting together. They are from the same country. So in दोनों के बारे में बहुत ज़्यादा information है. Corruption guy particularly is connecting both of them. Trafficking guy, H guy, has a lot of information about him. So always I'll start by placing the clues or placing the people जिनके बारे में सबसे ज़्यादा information है. So I will start by, there are 8 people. I will start by marking off the 8 positions. And I know that the most information is of the trafficking guy and the corruption guy. Okay, so I will start by placing the trafficking guy and the corruption guy. So the trafficking guy is H. Okay, and he is sitting opposite whom? He is sitting opposite the guy who is speaking about corruption. Where is that rule? The delegates who spoke about trafficking and corruption were sitting opposite to each other. So I'll eliminate this first. I have used this up. Okay. So this guy, trafficking guy, is sitting opposite to the guy who is speaking about corruption. The corruption guy and the refugee crisis guy from the same country. Who was the refugee crisis guy? The refugee Chinese delegate who spoke about hunger was sitting to the immediate right of an Indian delegate who spoke about refugee crisis. So refugee crisis, if I say this is Indian guys, this is Chinese guys, Chinese topics, and this is the US guys, okay? I'll put whether their name is there or the topic that they are talking about is there. So we know that the Indian delegate spoke about the hunger, about refugee crisis. So refugee crisis is over here. And I also know that the refugee crisis and corruption was from the same country. So refugee crisis and corruption were from this country, which is India. And they were the only two people who were there from India. So only two people from India. Delegates who spoke about refugee crisis and about corruption were from the same country. And they were the only no other delegate from that country. So this means that this guy, this corruption guy is from India. So I'll put India over here. Now, where will be the refugee crisis guy? The Indian delegates have to sit together. So refugee crisis can be either here or here. But additional information is there about the refugee crisis guy. What is the refugee crisis guy additional information? The additional information is that we have that the Chinese delegate who spoke about hunger was sitting to the immediate right of the Indian delegate who spoke about refugee crisis. If this is the refugee crisis, if he's sitting over here, C is to his, this corruption guy is to his immediate right. So that cannot be the place of the refugee crisis guy. This has to be the place of the refugee crisis guy, which means our Chinese delegate, this guy from China who spoke about hunger, has to be over here. So this guy who spoke about hunger is from China and he's to the immediate right of the refugee crisis guy. So I have used that up. I have been able to put the trafficking guy, corruption guy, refugee crisis guy, hunger guy. So I've been able to put 4 people based on the topic that they spoke. Chinese delegate who spoke about hunger was sitting to the immediate right of the Indian delegate who spoke about refugee crisis. Use this up. B spoke about disaster management. He was not from China. He's not from India also because he is, India has only 2 people that we have already put. So B who spoke about disaster management is from the US. Okay. E and G were from the USA and they were sitting next to each other. So over here, where can E and G be? They are from the USA. This guy is from China. So China, this can be over here. We don't know where E and G will be. Right now, I cannot place them, so let that be. The only one of the Indian delegates was sitting opposite to an American guy, delegate. H spoke about trafficking and he was sitting third to the right of A. Okay, third to the right of A. So H, this guy, trafficking guy, is third to the right of A. So A is third to the left of this guy. So this is 1, this is 2, this is 3. So A is this guy over here. Okay, third to the H spoke about trafficking and I was sitting third to the right of A who was sitting opposite E. So E is over here. Okay, A and E are over here. 1, 2, 3. H is third to the right of A and this guy is sitting opposite E. We were told that E and G were from USA and they were sitting together. This is H, this is E. So G has to be over here and these 2 are from the US. As is B, who is also from the US. This guy is from India. B is from disaster management. He's from US. I know that because we decided it was given he's not from China. So B has to be over here and he talks about disaster management. So I've been able to put H, E, G, B. This guy from India who talks about corruption, uska naam nahi pata. A is over here. This guy is China and on hunger. And one last guy is remaining over there. Okay. Only one of this was sitting opposite the American this. So this A, who is talking about refugee crisis, is sitting opposite E, who is the US delegate. So only one India-US opposite connection is there. So the other India guy should not be against a US guy. So H cannot be a US guy, which means that he's from China. So which means that these 3 have to be China. So this is China, China, China. Okay, so therefore, these 2 are India. This is India over here, India over here. This is China, China, China. And these 3 are US guys. Okay. So I've been able to place everybody's nationality wise also, at least I've been able to place. Okay. So this is done. It spoke about trafficking. This one is used. For one of the delegates, the country he belonged to and the topic he spoke and started with the same alphabet as his name. Okay, let's see topic that he spoke, country name and name alphabet has to be same. Country name are US, India and China. So let us see topic that he speaks has to be either start with U or I or C. This starts with C, this starts with C, T, R, D, T, H, P. So only topic which starts with a letter from which the country name can be common is C. So it can either be climate change China or corruption China, but the corruption guy is Indian. So that is definitely not the one that China can be part of China. So it has to be China and climate change and the same alphabet as his name. So it has to be C. So it has to be C who talks about climate change and is from China. This guy talks about hunger, this guy talks about traffic. So this third Chinese guy has to be C and he has to talk about climate change. Okay. So okay, have we placed everybody? We have placed A, we have placed B, we have placed C, we have placed, no, D and F we have not placed. D and F are remaining. We have placed E, we have placed G. So D and F we have not placed. This is D and F in some order. D or F, F or D in some order. Okay. So I have used this one also up. The last clue that is there, this I have used up. Okay. And last clue, that same name, that also I have used up. Okay. Only thing that I have not been able to put is D or F kahan pe hai. D and F interchangeably can be the hunger guy. If D guy is the hunger guy, D guy is the corruption guy, F guy is the hunger guy, and the other way around. So H is trafficking, he is from China. Next to him there is E from US. Oh, which topic is E from US and which topic is this? So what have we not covered till now? Which topic is remaining? Climate change, terrorism, disaster management is done, corruption is done, climate change is done, terrorism or poverty. So this is T or P in some order. This is P or T in some order. Okay. Is there anything that we have left? P or T, T or P? Okay. All delegates from the same country were sitting together, so that much is known. Anything that we didn't read, didn't see, B is from disaster management, he is not from China. Delegates who were talking, E and G were together. H spoke about this, he was sitting to the right of A, who was sitting opposite D. For the person who belonged to this topic of this. So have we used up everything? Anything that is left? Okay, so we have been able to place. So ye poverty and terrorism hai in some particular order. We have therefore people, we have the countries, and we have the topics that are there. Okay, this is what we have till now. Anybody could not follow, anybody who could not get the answer, let me know. Anybody who has any trouble following? Anybody who didn't follow? Okay, I got, okay, non-engineering background, okay. So this answer, this till yahan tak everybody has understood what has to be done. Anybody who doesn't follow, how did we get this? Ma'am, how did we get this? How did we get X, Y, Z? Just ask me now. Everybody has understood? Okay. On both charts, I think. This is a nice set I was able to solve, but took me 17 minutes. I started by plotting HAHEG first, and I guess that is easier to navigate around the set. That is basically your preference, Akir. In general, I say that start by plotting jiske baare mein sabse zyada information hai. Here H and this cross-sectional was the one which had the most information. If you had this cross-section, I feel it would be much easier. Here, because I think this is not that difficult a set, it was easier to navigate. In some sets, if you have the wrong start rate, you get super badly stuck. So I always say that always start, be very careful when you start that you pick the right person, that you start by placing the person jiske baare mein sabse zyada information hai. Then the chances of you getting stuck are lesser. Okay. So this is the final configuration. I've used everything and this is the final configuration I've gotten. So let's take a look at the options, questions that are there. The first question that I have is who spoke about poverty? Can we tell who spoke about poverty? No, it could be either E or G. So the correct answer is cannot be determined. Who is sitting third to the right of the delegate who spoke about hunger? So this guy spoke about hunger. Third to the right of that delegate would be 1, 2, 3. E is sitting third to the right, so the correct option is option A. If D is from China, who spoke about corruption? If D is from China, F is from India, and he spoke about corruption. So the correct answer would be F, which is option C. How many delegates were from India and China combined? There were 3 delegates from China, 2 from India. Combined, it would be 5, which would be the answer. Okay? Easy set, not difficult. Anybody who has any issues with this, solved, but my speed sucks. That's fine. Don't worry about speed. The idea should be that you should be able to solve it. Then you solve 10 more of the similar types. The idea is that first day it will not be that you will solve it very fast. But by the 10th day, it becomes repetitive. And when it becomes repetitive, you will become fast. Okay? So keep solving till it becomes repetitive. Okay? Now we'll go to the sets which are from DI section. The guys who are not already part of Cracku and looking to join Cracku, we have the LEAP batch starting. So a lot of, many of the students who you are already seeing on the batch are from Cracku. We are helping them considerably improve with their preparation. So if you want a structured way to prepare, if you want a way to prepare such that you don't miss any part of the syllabus, you have the right concept videos, you have the right schedule, you have the right guidance, do take a look at our LEAP batch. It is starting from 28th July, which is Monday, and you will have weekly revision, you have a day-wise schedule, you just follow the schedule, you don't have to think, you just follow the schedule, and you will do well in the CAT exam. There's one-on-one mentorship also. The guys who have not booked their mentorship calls, book them. You can get one-on-one mentorship where the mentor can help you with your preparation. If you have any preparation specific information that you need, you can talk to your mentor. There's also daily live classes Monday to Friday from 8 to 9 p.m. So if you're looking for a one-stop preparation guide, one-stop way of getting everything prepared for CAT, do check out our LEAP batch. It is starting on 28th July. So now we'll start with the DI part. So this arrangements was the LR part. In the DI part, the last set that I have is like a DI plus puzzles combined. So I want you to be around for that because that's an important one where a lot of people made a mistake because one crucial part is missing. One crucial step a lot of people didn't understand in that set. So I want you to be around for the last set. Usme I will tell you something which will be very useful because those kind of sets have come before and can come again. But right now we'll start with the DI set. This next set will be a table-based set, and the set after that will be a puzzles plus chart-based set. So I'll tell you first about tables, how to solve table-based sets. The idea behind solving table-based sets is not very difficult. It's not very different from what you have been doing. The idea is always that in table-based sets, you have to, the way to solve it is that a table is given in the actual set. But that table is not useful. You need to form a different table. The different tables will help you answer the questions that you need to answer. Jo bhi questions diya hai, whatever questions they ask. Based on that, you have to form a table. So if the questions ask for return on equity, then you have to form a table in which one of the column should be return on equity. If the original table that is given is in cumulative data, that under people who have scored over 20 marks, 80 people have scored over 20 marks, 70 people have scored over 30 marks, 60 people have scored over 40 marks and so on. Here you have cumulative data and then questions are asking range-wise data. How many people scored between 20 to 30 marks? How many scored between 20 to 40 marks? So essentially what do you have to do? You have to convert range-wise data to cumulative data. So between 20 to 30. So essentially what you have to do in table-based sets is convert one table to another table. The table that you have in the set is useless. You have to convert it to a useful table. That is the only thing you have to do. So how do you define what is a useful table? Go and take a look at the questions. The questions will tell that in columns I need X, Y, and Z. So these are the columns that I'm going to need. And in the data question format also you will see what kind of columns, rows that you need. Do you need to convert the cumulative data into range-wise data? Convert it into range-wise data. Do you need to convert something which is given in in one format into another format, from percentage format to absolute values? Convert it into absolute values. See, basically the idea should be that you convert something that is given in one table format into another table format. What is the desired table format will be decided by the questions. So the first thing when you go and see a table-based set is go and take a look at the questions. The questions will tell you that in the final answer, I want this, this, this. If I'm asking you questions on prices in a particular year, then one of the columns should be price in that particular year. That is basically what is needed. Once you have that table, everything becomes easy to solve. The second thing that you have to remember about table-based sets is, don't be in a hurry to fill out the table. Bas table nikalo. Whether you have to fill it out, you decide once you get to the actual sets. Because in the actual set, it is not needed necessarily that you have to fill out the entire table. It might happen that you might end up filling only a part of the table. If you need to fill out the entire table, go ahead and fill it out. But in like 70% of the table-based sets, they'll be asking like 10 columns, and you don't have to actually start off by calculating all 10 columns. You have to start off by calculating some parts of those 10 columns. So draw out the table, but don't be in a hurry to fill it out. Then whenever a question is asked that, okay, what is 2020 value by 2015 value? Then fill out those particular values and take out the answer that you need. The idea in table-based sets is simple. The table that has been given has to be converted into a useful format. Go and see the questions, see what columns are needed, see what rows are needed, see how the values need to be. If it is percentage values needed, convert it into percent. If it is absolute values needed, convert into absolute values. If columns, whatever columns are needed, whatever is the metric asked or whatever is the value asked. So if you are asked about prices, then one column should be prices. If you are asked about returns, one column should be returns. If you are asked about, okay, what is the profitability, one column should be profitability. That is what you have to do. But don't start filling it out immediately. Fill it as and when needed. Okay, so this is the basic guidance for how to solve table-based sets. I'm giving you a table-based set. It is super easy. I want all of you to solve it. It is not difficult at all. I will tell you that this is one of the easiest sets you're going to get today. But I want all of you to solve it. So let's get started. Okay, this is the set in front of you. Guys, whoever who is seeing it on YouTube, please head over to cracku.in/live. The test is live on cracku.in/live, okay? Okay, start the timer, sorry. Thank you. Somebody asked that for somebody who is not from, who doesn't understand Hindi, would I be manageable without knowing Hindi? Absolutely. There are a lot of people from South who don't know any Hindi, and it does not matter at all. Most of the instruction is in English. There'll be like some statements sometimes made in Hindi, okay? Like sometimes I put one or few words or statements in Hindi, but that is basically to illustrate it further. I've already mentioned or explained once in English, but whenever you want to illustrate it further, I speak it in Hindi, but it is not needed at all. Hindi is not needed for IIMs at all. Okay, guys who are solving this, please head over to cracku.in/live. Who are only on YouTube, head over to cracku.in/live. That is where the test would be there. So if you want to solve this in test format, head over to cracku.in/live, okay? Okay, cracku.in/live, that is where the test is. I hope this is visible to you, and it's definitely visible on the test format. I'll just put this. Okay, this is. Does this increase readability for anybody who is trying to read this on the YouTube card? I don't know, let me check if it improves readability. Yeah, it improves it slightly. But I think it's anyway visible. If some value is not visible, let me know. If you're done reading this, I'll scroll down. So once you're done reading this, I'll scroll down such that this is there till the top. Okay, what happened to the, oh, okay. Okay. Okay, so this is the table. This is the next part of the so this is the risk factor table. Okay. And this is the last part. Okay. So even if somebody is seeing it on YouTube, you can see the whole set and solve. Okay, come on guys. I'll put the table back in view once this is done. Or you can basically go back and see the table views. This is the first two questions. This is the second question. This is the third question. Basically, if you are seeing this on YouTube later, you can pause and see. And this is the last question. Okay. And also I'll put a PDF of all the questions in the description box. So if you're seeing this later also, you can see the questions through the PDF and solve it. Solve it with us. Okay, 8 minutes left. Come on guys, I want all of you to solve. This is not a difficult set. Definitely you should solve this. For comparing the risk factor, do we need to compare it based on the numeral value or the increase or decrease? You have to consider the numeral value of the risk factor. You have to find out whenever the question is asking risk factor is below this value. It's referring to absolute value. It is just telling you what is the percentage change in risk factor. So that is not the increase or decrease is immaterial. If you look at all the questions, right, they are asking you for absolute values. The information in the table is in percentage increase decrease. Everything in the question is asking for absolute values. So what do you have to do? You have to change from percentage values, percentage increase decrease to absolute values. That is the table you need to draw. Come on, guys, draw the table. What table do you need? Convert the percentage values into absolute values. Very simple thing that you have to do. Not difficult. Come on, you can do it. All these percentage values are useless. I need absolute values of risk factor in 2016 and 17, absolute values of prices in 2016, 17 and 18. So do that. That is what I need. This percentage increase, decrease, percentage se main kya hi karungi? I need absolute values. Then I can answer all the questions that are there. Thank you. It is not known, but you see the last part. For 2018, they have given you something in the very bottom of the passage. What is the last part that is given? Read this last paragraph carefully. 2018 risk factor is not directly given, but something is given in the instructions. Saket, you're missing something. Don't miss any part of the instructions. Be very careful of misreading or like ignoring any part of the instructions. Come on, guys. Thank you. Thank you so much. Come on, last 4 minutes left. I know a lot of you have already submitted the answers. Many of you seem to have already finished answering. One small request from my side. I forgot to ask this at the start, but if possible, all those guys who are watching on YouTube as well as on the stream, please like the stream. It will help us reach more students and it will help us quite a bit. So one small request from my side, please take like 10 seconds from your set and please like the stream. Okay, guys, last 2 minutes left. Come on, mark off your answers. I see some of you have already answered. Others who are in the process, please mark off your answers. Thanks, Saket. Thanks all those who have liked the stream. Those who haven't still liked that stream, please like the stream. It would help us quite a bit. All those guys who haven't still liked the stream, please like the stream because it helps us quite a bit in reaching more students. We'll be done in last 43 seconds. After that, I'll ask. Finish marking your answers. Okay, time is up. Time is up. Good work, Sonima. Excellent work, man. You have full marks in this. Very well done. Excellent work. Decaf, Mukund, Sai Sriram, Gaurav Joshi, Akshat Agarwal, Shubhraja, Nitin, Aradhna. All of you guys are doing very, very well. And many of you were like at the top till now, and you guys are still able to do all of these sets. Very well done. Guys, continue to stay with me. We have one more set left after this one, and there's that one more set. There is one concept I want you to know, so please stay with me till the last set. Okay, the guys who haven't liked the stream, please like the stream now. Quickly go onto YouTube and like the stream, and then we'll move along and I'll cover this set. This set is not a difficult set. I know a lot of you might have struggled with it, but I think many of you might be making some basic mistakes while, like silly mistakes while calculating. Otherwise, इसमें logically कुछ है नहीं. The set is very easy. But whenever there is a DI set where there's a lot of calculation, no, there's big scope of error because of that. So I want you to like tell me what happened over here, the guys who got it wrong, and be very careful about that in the future. Calculation mistakes are the ones which kill a lot of people. How to increase speed in DI sets? In DI sets, in quant, in LR sets, in everything, the only way to increase speed is through practice. Particularly for DI sets like this, you have to do a lot of mental maths. To do mental maths very quickly, if you have done mental maths every single day, it becomes very easy to do it on demand on CAT day. If you don't do it at all, right, it becomes very difficult to do it on CAT day. Particularly what I've seen is that before I take a live attempt of CAT quant section, I try to do like some mental maths in my head, like 2-digit multiplication, something like that, to just wake up my brain cells. Otherwise, if I go into quant section cold, right, first 3-4 minutes, I waste so much time because I'm starting from a very very non-math level, and suddenly I can't start doing addition multiplication very fast. So before every CAT day also, before the actual mocks, sit for 5 minutes. When you are having free time before the actual CAT starts, do some mental maths in your head just as a preparatory tool. So this is something that I do during the actual CAT exam also, because you have, before the actual CAT exam starts, you have like 45 minutes of just sitting around. So I start doing some amount of mental maths, like, okay, 45 into 75, mentally try to calculate, because what happens is that doing that gets your brain jogging, and once your brain starts up, you're not starting, it's like starting up an engine which is very cold versus starting up an engine which is slightly already running. So for those who are struggling with speed, particularly with mental maths, do that, it would help you a bit. Okay, so let's get started with this set. I find it very lengthy. I'm trying to do mental math, but when this timer is running, I automatically go the traditional way. Basically, it is all practice. The confidence also comes basically when you have done a lot of it, right? Then you have the confidence that I can do it. If you don't do it often, the confidence is also not there. It's like very shaky. I can't do it. The timer is running. I have to use the calculator. Don't use the calculator. For this, especially, no use for calculator at all. See, if there is a quick shortcut, okay? If something is 25% up, 25% up is what? It is 1/4 up. Something is 20% up, it means it is 1/5 up. 25% down, 1/4 down. 20% down, 1/5 down. You should not need a calculator for that. Definitely not for 25% change and 20% change and 50% change. You should not open the calculator for that at all. Okay, so let's see how to solve this particular set. So what information is given to us? Okay, the information that is given to us is a table which tells us, okay, there are 7 companies A to F whose shares are available in the market. Each share is available at a price and the price of a share might change across different years. The following table shows the price of each share in 2015 and the subsequent increase or decrease in the price over the next 3 years. So the price and 2016 price relative to 2015 is given. 2017 price relative to 2016 is given, and so on. So what we have to do, we have to convert something which is in 2015 level. From that, and percentages changes are given, we have to convert it into an absolute value. Something I think some students might have made a mistake is assuming that all of these percentages are with respect to with respect to 2015 values, but that is not the case. Clearly below it is given, as per the table, the price of each share in company D in 2015 was 150. In 2016, the price was 30% less than in 2015. And in 2017, the price was 40% more than in 2016. So all of these percentages are multiplying after one after the other. So don't say that it is 20% of 100. No, it is basically 20% of 25% up of 100. Then you will get the actual value. Okay. The price did not change from in 2000 this, and it did not change from 2017 because here in company D we have 0%. That's why. All the prices in 2015 are in rupees. There's also a risk factor associated with each company share. The risk factor for changes for each year. So 2015 risk factor is given. 2016 risk factor percentage change is given. 2017 risk factor percentages change is given. So according to the table, the shares of company D has 30% risk factor. That is, it is 30% likely to default. In 2016, the risk factor decreases by 30% from that in 2015. And in 2017, it remains unchanged to the value in 2016. Also, the risk factors of all shares in 2018 are the same as the corresponding values in 2017. So 2018 values are the same as 2017 values. You don't have to calculate. Based on this information, calculate, answer the questions. Now, I know 2 tables are given, but both of them are useless to me. Why? Because every information is not given in actual value terms. It is given in percentage increase or decrease terms. Look at the questions. What do the questions ask me? So first question is, what is the overall percentage increase and decrease in the price of the share from 2015 to 2017, which has lowest risk factor in 2017. So I need absolute values of all risk factors in 2017. Of that, I have to choose the lowest risk factor. For that, I have to choose what is the percentage increase from 15 to 17. So do I need the absolute values of risk factor? Yes. Second is all share whose percentage increase from 2015 to 2018 is in among the top 4. So I have to consider the cumulative percentage change, for which I need the 2018 values. So I have to fill the 2018 values table. Fall in list 1. All shares whose risk factor in 2018 is among the bottom 5 fall in list 2. So I need 2018 risk factor values, but it is same as 2017. So if I calculate 2017 risk factor values, that is enough for me to get the list. Portfolio manager plans to invest in the companies in 2018, that the share of each company has a value not less than this. So I need absolute value of 2018, and risk rate is of less than or equal to 25% throughout. So I need all the risk values. So 3 risk values, all risk values I have to calculate. So I need 2017 prices, 2018 prices. I need risk factor values of all years. The portfolio manager plans to invest in the shares of some companies in 2018. Share value has less than 150 in 2017. So I need 2017 values for sure. Risk rate less than or equal to 25% in 2015. So if I look at all the questions, I need absolute values of the price for 16, 17, 18 and risk factor values for 16, 17. That is what I need. I have been given percentage change. I have to convert that percentage change to absolute values. So I have my task in front of me. Let me do it. So let us do the task that is there. You have company A. This is A, B, C, D, E and F. Okay, and F, G, B, A. Okay, G. There are 7 companies. For the 7 companies, I need to put in their 2015 values. Sorry about that. 2016 values, 2017 values, 2018 values. In the same table, I'll add the columns for risk factor 15, 16, 17. Risk factor 2015, 2016, and 2017. Sorry about that sound. I know that it irritates people. So this is the 2015 value, 2016, 2017, and 2018. These are the prices value. Okay, sorry. Okay, and this is risk factor 2015, 2016, and 2017. Okay, now we know what we have to calculate. Let's fill in the values. So this is 100, 120, 125, 150, 100, 125, 125. I told you that I don't want you to start immediately filling the values unnecessary it is needed, but I know that I need all 2017 values, I need all 2018 values. I might as well fill all 2016 values also because it will make the next job of filling the other column easier. So let's start filling. For A, this is 25% up. So this will become 125. Next, it is 20% up. So that is 1/5 up. So it will become 150. Then it is again 20% up. So it is 1/5 of 150 is 30. This will become 180. So I've been able to fill for A. Let's do the same for B. It starts with 120. It is 25% down. So 1/4 down. 1/4 of 120 is 30. So this is 90 now. Then it is 100% up. So this is now 180. It is doubled. This is 25% up. So it is 1/4 up. That is basically 1/4 of 180 is 45. So this will now become 225. Okay. This is starting with 125, but 1/5 down. 1/5 of this is 25. So that will mean that it is at 100. 50% up. So this is 150. 66.67% up. 66.67 is what? It is 2/3. 2/3 up. It is 2/3 up. 2/3 of 150 is 100. So 2/3 more is basically 100 more. So it will become 250. Okay. Let's come over here. Company D starts with 100, 150, 30% down. 30% down means it is 45 down. So this will become 105. 40% up. 40% of this. 40% of this will be how much? 10.5 is 10%. 21 is 20%. 40 will be 42 up. So this will be 147. Very odd number. And 0% change. So again it remains 147. Okay. 100% up. So it becomes 200. 25% down. So 1/4 down. 1/4 of 200 is 50. So it becomes 150. Okay. Then you have 33.33% up. So 1/3 up. 1/3 of 150 is 50. So this becomes 200. F is 125, 1/5 up. It becomes 150. Then it is again 20% up. So again 1/5 up. So it becomes 180. Then again 25% up. So it becomes 225. Look at F and B. They are pretty much the same. No, not F and B. I think some part of it is same. Like B to B end values are nearly the same. Okay. Let's go to G. G is 20% down, 1/5 down. So it comes to 100. No, 20% down. So yeah, it comes to 100. 50% up. So it comes to 150. And then it is 2/3 up. So again, it comes to 250. So you have your price values. You've been able to fill in all the price values. Now you have the price values. Let's do the same for price risk factor. So risk factors, let's put in the initial values. 20, 25, 40, 30, 32, 24, 15. 25% up, that is 1/4 up. 1/4 of 20 is how much? 4. So this becomes 24. Then it is another 20% up. So this is how much? That is 1/5 up. So, sorry. 1/4 of 20 is how much? Immediately I got some weird value. I realized I made a mistake. because 1/4 of 20 is 5. So this should be 25. Otherwise, I was getting decimal value. That itself should be a sign that you have made some mistake. So this is 25. So 25 into what is 1/5 of 25? 5. So again 5 up. This means that the risk factor becomes 30. Next 25, 1/5 down. This becomes 20. Then up by 40%. So that is 1.4 times 20. This is 28. Then you have 40, which is 1/5 down. So that becomes 32. Again half down. So it becomes 16. You have 30, it is 30% down. So 70% of 30 is 21. Then you are 0 down. So again it remains at 21. Then you have 32, which is 50% down. So it becomes 16. Then you have another 25% down, which is again down by 1/4. 1/4 of this is 4. So that means it becomes 12. 24 is 25% up. So it is 1/4 up. So it should be up by 6. So it becomes 30. Last, it is up by 1/5, so it should be 1/5 of 6 is 6, 1/5 of 30 is 6, so it is becomes 36. Last is 15, it is down by 1/5, so that is down by 3, so this becomes 12. Up by 50%, so up by 6, so this becomes 18. So what is my table? My table is a table of all the prices, all the risk factors. I have everything I need. Now my answers, everything will become super easy for me. I just have to use my table to answer the questions. Okay, so let's take a look at the questions now. Again, you don't need a calculator for any of these. If you're using a calculator for basic calculations, you're wasting time. This does not require a calculator. What is the overall percentage increase, decrease in the prices of the shares from 2015 to 17, which has the lowest risk factor in 2017? Who has the lowest risk factor? 30, 28, 16, 21. This guy, E has the lowest risk factor. So what is the percentage increase in price of shares from 15, which is at 100, to 2017, which is 150? So it went from 100 to 150. So what is the increase? It is 50% increase. So the correct answer is option B. E went for a 50% increase. E has the lowest risk factor in 2017 and it went from 100 to 150. So it has a 50% increase. So the correct answer is option B. All shares whose percentage increase from 15 to 18 is among the top 4. Okay. Percentage increase from 15 to 18 is among the top 4, falls in list A. So I need profitability also. Percentage increase from 15 to 18. That value, let me find out. Okay. That will help me a bit. Okay. So percentage increase. I need a risk top 4 list in list 1. So this is 80%. It went from 100 to 180, so it is 80%. This went from 120 to 225. So that is a 105 increase over 105 increase over 120 is how much? 105 by 120. So this is 8 times. This is 7 times. 7 by 8 is how much? 7 by 8 will be 12.5 into 7. So that would be 12.5 into 7, 84.5, 3.5, 87.5. So this is 87.5%. Then you have C went from 125 to 250, doubled. So this is 100%. Then you have 150 went to 147. So it is minus 3. 1.5 is 1%. It went down by 2%. So this is minus 2%. Okay. Here it has gone down from 100 to 200. It has doubled. So it is 100% increase. Last over here, 125 to 225. But this is 125. So 125 to 225. It went up by 100. 100 by 125. It is 80%. Then you have last 125 to 250. Again, it has doubled. So it is 100%. So what are the biggest gainers? Biggest gainers in list 1. Who all will be in my list 1? So there are 3 people on list 1, which is G, E and C. C, G and E will be at 100%. They'll be there. Who is the 4th? So there is 80, 80, 87.5 minus 2. So the next highest is B, which has 87.5. So if I have list 1 with top 4, it will have C, G, E, B. Now among these, I want all shares whose list risk factor in 2018 is among the bottom 5, false in list 2. How many shares are common in list 1 and list 2? 2018 risk factor is among bottom 5. 2018 risk factor is same as 2017 risk factor. So this is definitely there. So E is there, which is the lowest. Second lowest is this guy C, which is at 16. Third lowest is our boy G, who is at 18. Fourth lowest is, I think, 21, so D. And fifth lowest at 28 is B. So who are there? B, C, D, E, G. So in list 2, who is there? B, C, D, E, G. So who is common between them? B is common, C is common, D is the only one not there in the first list. E and G are also common. So 4 names are common. So what is the answer that you have to type? 4 is the answer. C, D, all 4 of them are there in the second list also. So both of them are common as such. So this would be the answer would be 4. A portfolio manager plans to invest money in the shares of some companies in 2018 such that the shares of each company has a value not less than 200 in 2018. So 200 in 2018, what would be the value? So you have B over here, B, then B, C, not less than 200 in 2018, not less than, so E will also be there. So B, C, E is there, and F is also there, and G is also there. So B, C, E, F, G. So let me put that. B, C, E, B, C, E, F, and G. These guys would have the price which is not less than 200. And risk factor less than or equal to 25% throughout. Risk factor is less than 25% throughout. So let's check for each one of them. 25% throughout for B, less than or equal to. But for B, it is 28 in 2017. So it will be 2018 also 27. Anytime it is above 25, it is disqualified. So B is disqualified. Let's consider C. Risk factors of C start with only 40. So we can easily eliminate it. E starts with only 32. Forget it. F 24, 30. Forget. G 15, 12, 18. Only nice guy who is below 25 throughout. So only one stock is there which satisfies both condition, which is G, such that it is fulfilling both the price condition as well as the risk factor condition. Now the last question is portfolio manager plans to invest this such that the share of each price has a value not less than 150 in 2017. 150 in 2017, that is A, B, C, E, F, G. So everything other than D is there. So you have A, B, C, not D, and E, F, G. All of these are fulfilling that condition of 150 in 2017 except D, which is 147. So other than D, we can put everybody there. And a risk rate of less than or equal to 25% in 2018. Risk less than 25% in 2018. So here A is removed because it is 30%. B is also removed, 28%. C is okay, it is 16%. D is not there anyway, so C is okay. E is at 12%, also okay. F is at 36%, removed. G is at 18%, okay. So C, E, G are okay. So how many such shares are there? There are 3 such shares. Not a difficult set. Anybody felt this was difficult? Anybody had trouble with this? In question 2, I considered top 4 for both price and risk factor while arranging in descending order for RF. B comes in 5th place, so only 3 were in common. Okay. Because that small mistake. There are so many people who end up making those small mistakes in hurries. But in a hurry to solve the question, don't worry about Yasir. But I want you to be careful about these errors in the future. Especially with DILR sets, remember, you're going to solve 2 sets or 3 sets. So every mistake you make in reading the question is very, very expensive. So the time you take to read a question in quant, if it is X, put 1.2x for reading the same question in DILR, because you have to be very careful, because you can't afford to make mistake in the DILR. DILR is like very high stakes. If you make mistakes in DILR, that is very, very difficult to come back from, because you're not going to solve like one more question or like one individual question, right? So sets, the accuracy should be near 100%. Any set you attempt, you should not make any mistake in the set that you have attempted. Okay. So we'll go to the last set. Where is Maruti sir? Maruti sir will be taking more marathon sessions. Don't worry about it. He'll be there in the next few sessions. I'll go to the last one. Anybody had any issues with that? How to increase speed in DI set? Solve. No other way. Okay. In question 3, why did we take 200? It is mentioned not less than equal to. Which one? Third question. Not less than has a value not less than. Not less than means less than equal to. Not less than means it should not be less than 200, but 200 and above is okay. Not less than, see if it is, if you have written greater than 200, it means it should be strictly greater than. If you say less than 200, it means strictly less than. But when you say not less than 200, it means greater than equal to 200. When I say not greater than 200, it means less than equal to. Okay, so be careful of this wording. Not greater than is less than equal to. Not less than is greater than equal to. Okay, be very, very careful of this mistake in the future. Don't make it. Not means that it becomes greater than equal to. Okay, if it is not greater than equal to, then it is strictly less than. So depends on the wording. Okay, when it is starting with not. So if it is greater than equal to, then it becomes strictly less than. If it is less than equal to, it becomes strictly greater than. Okay, I'll write it down so there is no confusion. Okay, if I say not greater than, it means it is less than equal to. If I say not less than, it means greater than equal to. If I say not greater than or equal to, it means strictly less than. If I say not less than equal to, then it means strictly greater than. Okay, that not changes everything. That not, basically if it is equality over here, the implication should not have equality. If it is not having the equality, this part, the implication has equality. Okay, be very careful of this. Don't make a mistake over here. Okay, so let's go to the last set. Okay, goody, I hope this was clear. Okay, let's go to the last set. Okay, come on guys. I want all of you to do the last set. So the last set that we have is on charts. So let me, one thing that I want all of you guys to do is, please take the previous year's CAT papers. For a lot of you who have joined Cracku already, you would have already completed much of your batch schedule. You would already have completed much of your syllabus. Now is the time you have to start taking the previous year's papers. Take them in the mock format. Then download the PDF. We are giving both as PDF as well as in the mock format. Take them first in the mock format. Then download the PDF. Solve every single question that is there. There should never be a previous year paper that you have not solved. Every slot, everything you should solve. Okay, there is no better practice. Apart from that, the guys who have not taken Cracku's course, we are giving 3 free CAT mocks. The free CAT mocks are there available for everybody, including our students, not our students. Everybody can take our free CAT mocks. So do check out the free CAT mocks. A lot of people are asking, ma'am, how do I revise? I have completed my syllabus. How do I revise? So remember, the best way you can revise is through our revision videos. We have put up massive revision videos. So revision videos which cover the entire syllabus. See them. We have also put up 100 quant question banks, 500 quant question banks, 100 best DILR sets. So we have put massive amounts of resources on YouTube for revision. So if you have any question about how to revise, just head over to YouTube, watch our revision videos. They will be more than enough. Practice the sets that we have put up. It would be massive help to you. Okay, so do check that out. And let's go to the last part. We are on the last part of our marathon series, which is the charts. So I covered arrangements, circular arrangement, linear arrangements. I've covered tables. The last most common type of set that comes is chart space. In chart space, there is no logic. There is like nothing to be done. But it boggles my mind that so many people don't attempt charts. Charts is always the easiest set in the entire LRDI paper in history. The easiest set in every single year is the chart set. Every single year. Maybe there was one year in which the chart set was extra difficult, but almost in every other year, the chart set was the simplest, the easiest, and it was very obvious also that it is the easiest set. Okay, so I want you to remember this. Agar ek chart set aaya hai, I have to attempt it. It will be the easiest set. I have to attempt it. Now, what do you have to do to attempt the chart set? Chart set mein zyada dimag nahi lagana hai. The very simple thing that you have to do is basically convert the chart to a table. Why do I say convert a chart to a table? Basically, the whole issue with the chart starts where the chart values are not easy to manipulate. It is difficult to manipulate chart values. And what you actually need in the final answer is you need to manipulate the values. You need to change it. You have to figure out who is who using the chart values. So if you convert the chart to a table, no, it becomes easy to fill the table to the desired value that we want. So whenever any chart is given, the most common charts are line chart. You should know how to read a line chart. Line chart will be basically, there will be an x-axis, y-axis, a line graph that is given. There is no skill over here. The only thing you have to do is say that drop a perpendicular, this is the x value and this is the y value. So for this x value, this is the y value. That is all you have to find. Convert this, that there will be certain ranges given. There will be like suppose years over here, 2017, 2018, 2019. So for each value, there will be a corresponding value that you can see from the chart. Drop, say if you want to find out what is 2018 value, drop a perpendicular from 2018. Drop like this. That is it. That's all you have to do. Reading the chart is nothing but drawing a x line parallel to x-axis and drawing a line parallel to y-axis. From the y values, you will get the corresponding value of 2018. This is reading a line chart. The second one would be reading a bar chart. Bar chart is also nothing big, very simple. If instead of drawing a continuous line, if I had taken the same value, 2016, 2017, some years value, and if I had drawn these bar graphs, that's my bar chart. The same thing you have to do. I have to drop a perpendicular like this, find their heights, those will be the corresponding values of each one. So then I'll say, okay, this is 2016, the value is 10. 2017, it is 15. So just by reading the values, I'll get the corresponding table. Convert these charts to a table. So once you have your table, then you can then add the columns for the required value. So you say that this is 2016, this is 10, this is 2017, this is 15, and so on. Start by making this table. That's all you have to do for charts, that you convert the chart to a table. Sometimes it is not necessarily to convert to the table because the chart has only marginal value. The main value is in the rest of the set, which is in the caselet. If that is the case, leave the chart as it is. Only when, as and when needed, you read the specific value from the chart and solve. But in many cases, the chart contains most of the values and you have to basically convert them to the desired values. So what do I mean by that? See, the last set that we did with table values, right? So we had that percentage increase, decrease. That same percentage increase, decrease, 25% up, 25% down. Instead of giving a table, I could have given a chart where it will be 25% up, 25% down. So the first thing that I would do is convert the chart to a table with the actual absolute values. Then I could finish the rest of the set using the absolute values. So whenever any chart is given, the chart is absolutely useless. The most important thing is, remember, go and see the questions, see what is actually needed, what values are needed. Those values should be in a table that you make. So the first step should always be to whether you decide whether you need to convert it into a chart or whether you don't need to convert it into a chart. Once you decide you convert the chart to a table, that table's first values will be the chart values that you have just read from the chart. The second values, the second next columns will be the values that you need to calculate to answer the questions that are asked. So the next columns will be defined by the questions that are being asked in the set. So what should you do? Look at the chart. Do I need to write down the values or do I let it be there? Then go and see the question, what columns do I need? Then start drawing your big table. Draw a big table with all the values from the chart to the values that you actually need to answer the questions. Finish that table. Once you have done that table, you will answer all the questions. Okay? This is a simple way of solving any question which is based on chart. Now, another thing that I'll be doing in this is the set that is coming up is a combination of Einstein's puzzle and of charts. So over here, this Einstein's puzzle, do you know what is an Einstein's puzzle? So an Einstein's puzzle is basically when you have the most simplest Einstein's puzzle is when you have a 5 into 5 kind of puzzle, okay? Which is like this, which is 3, 4, 5, okay? Now in an Einstein's puzzle, so suppose that this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay? So this is a 5 into 5 Einstein's puzzle. So basically say that each of these represents some characteristic and they are of different colors, okay? Suppose the colors are say red, green, yellow, purple and blue. Okay, and suppose each person, there is persons A, B, C, D, E, and they have different colors for their shirt, pant, handkerchief, tie and shoes and car. Okay, they have different colors for all of them. So if I say that they have different colors for all of them, and all colors will be coming at exactly once. So what you can say is that if everyone has different colors for each one of these 5 things, so in one row, a color will not be repeated. Similarly, if you say that each person has a distinct color, that no 2 people have the same color, that means no 2 people have the same color shirt. So then every color is unique across a column also. So this is something very similar to something that you must have seen before. Have you guys seen Sudokus? Sudokus have numbers 1 to 9. The numbers are unique across a row. They are unique across a column. So similar to a Sudoku, this Einstein puzzle is similar to that. That the colors are unique across a column as well as unique across a row as well as unique across a column. Now, this basically turns into you have to basically fill this puzzle. How do you fill this puzzle? There will be some clues given. That, okay, D wears a tie of purple color. Okay. Okay. And say E wears a yellow colored pant. So then you fill in that this has to be yellow colored pant. Now you not only fill in the fact that yellow colored pant is where E is wearing a yellow colored pant, nobody else can wear a yellow colored pant. Similarly, E cannot have anything else which is yellow colored. He cannot have a purple colored tie also because D has it. So from this, you can say that this is not yellow and this is not purple. So then you will have only 3 possibilities for this, which is red, green and blue. Similarly, if I have red over here and say if I have green over here, suppose I am able to fill in some more values. Suppose I have green over here also. Okay, so by partially filling the values, I can say that okay, this cannot be green, purple, yellow, or if red is also there, it cannot be red also. So from that I can then say that everything else is gone, only blue is possible. So then I'll say that it can only be blue. Okay. Now in these Einstein's puzzle, there is a type of clue which a lot of people fail to understand. They don't know how to use it. Okay, I'll tell you what the clue is. Okay, the clue is something like this. In the same Einstein's puzzle, suppose it is given, say, suppose instead of having these colors of like shirt, tie, pant, suppose this is like colors in a garland. Okay, this is first flower in the garland, flower 1, flower 2, flower 3, flower 4, flower 5 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, there are 5 colors in the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I put one more column by mistake. Okay, so these are say 5 colors, 5 flowers that are there. Okay, and each one has a garland such that no 2 flowers are in the same position in 2 different garlands, and no nobody has repeated colors in the garland. Everybody has 5 different colors in the garland and nobody has the same color at the same position in 2 different garlands. Now over here, suppose the clue that is given to you is that red comes before yellow in every garland except for the garland of B. For B, only B, yellow flower comes before red. If that is given, what can you infer from this clue? See, if I am telling you that every color has to come once, so every color has to come once in every row and every column, which means that every color has to come once at least in 5th row, 5th column, every color has to come. Every color will come once in this particular column. So if red is before yellow, for everybody other than B, red has to be 5th color sometime, right? So that means it can be only the 5th color for that one person for whom it will be the last color. So for B, when you say that for B other than B, everyone else, red comes before yellow, I can infer that since red has to be the last color for somebody, it has to be the last color for B. Similarly, yellow has to be the first color for somebody. So if yellow comes after red for everybody else, who will it be the first color for? The only person for whom it can be the first color is B, because only in this case is it not the first, yellow is coming before red. Another implication of this, remember, if red is the second color, sorry, yellow is the second color for somebody. Say C, yellow is the second color. What does this mean? If yellow is the second color for C, red will have to be the first color, right? Otherwise, it cannot have yellow as the second color. So for whomever it is the second color, okay? If C it is the second color, red has to be the first color for C. Only then the red, yellow, this is preserved. So if yellow is the second color, red will be the first color. So it will not be the case that red is the first color, yellow will be the third color. No, it is not possible. Because for some person, yellow has to be the second color, and for that same person, then red has to be the first color. Now you will say that, okay, if yellow is the third color, say for D, yellow is the third color. If yellow is the third color for D, tell me where will red come? First color, first place for red is taken, but it has to come before third place. So the only place left is here. It has to come just before yellow. Now if yellow is like the fourth color, over here it is there, okay? Fourth color in this. First place is gone, second place is gone. Where can I put one red before the yellow? Only one place is remaining, which is third. Okay? Now say yellow is the last color over here. Where can I put yellow? Where can I put red such that it is just, if it is before yellow? Only one option remaining for me, which is red. So even if I tell you red is before yellow for all people other than this one person, for that one person, yellow will be the first color, red will be the last color. And for everybody else, red and yellow will be continuous. They have to be one after the other. No other configuration is possible. If I break that configuration, suppose if I say red is here, and if I say that yellow is here, okay? Then there will be some person for whom yellow has to be the second color, okay? If I say that red is here, yellow is here, okay? For C, suppose if I say red is here, yellow is here. Say yellow has to be first over here, second over here. Then again, D has to also have red. Otherwise, the condition of red coming before yellow is broken. So always remember, if a condition like that is given in Einstein's puzzle, it can mean only one configuration. I want that to be very clear for all of you. I'm going to give you an example having that, and I want you guys to solve it properly. Okay, everyone? Ready? All of you ready? Let's go. I'll give that question. Come on, let's go. Okay. The timer is started. Come on, guys. I want all of you to solve this. Anushka, you got a minor, this 2018 value you got as 99.95 because you did 33.33 instead of 33.333. I think that is slightly, yeah, maybe I think that is slightly this also, but I think you can, because they are, I think maybe we have to add it that you have to like round it to whole numbers just to make sure that that doesn't occur. But whenever generally we write 33.33, it is implied it is 1/3. But I think it is also on our part. So sorry about that, Anushka. I think you're not wrong in like your calculation, but we should have been more clear that you should round it up to the next whole integer. Ma'am, by the time the question timer ended, I understand how to solve this question, and in panic for not getting how to, sometimes I make, sometimes it makes me have calculation errors too. Should we do in such cases? Nitin, I know I was seeing you were like first till like the second set, so I was wondering what happened. And I know that sometimes this happens to a lot of people who have calculation intensive sets where they panic with that. Don't panic. Do a lot of sets. See, basically this calculation intensive set, there's no intelligence in it. No, it's not like it's difficult or impossible to achieve. It is a very easy to achieve thing, provided you solve lots of sets. The only thing is that you need a lot of practice in solving these calculation intensive sets. Then they will seem trivial to you. Now you have like made it up into this big mental block because you have not solved enough sets, you feel underconfident about them. But by far they are the easiest sets. The only reason you might have a mental block is because of the fear, because you have not solved many of them. Solve a lot of DI sets. In our study room, CAT study room in DILR, there are like hundreds of sets. So please go solve them. If you solve a lot of them, then you will not have that fear. Kishore Kumar is asking 2015 in N%, what does it refer to, ma'am? It refers to basically the risk factor was given in percentage, but that had no meaning because percentage change is given for the risk factor, not percentage points change. So if it is percentage change given, then you take it as absolute value. Risk factor, basically they are saying that is the percentage probability that the company will default. But every successive value is given as a percentage change of percentage. So that percentage fact doesn't make any difference. If it was that the changes were percentage points change, then you should be very careful that percentage and then the change is percentage points change. Then you have to just add or subtract. If it is percentage change, you have to use it, you have to do the same thing that you would do as for absolute values. Okay. Guys who are watching this on YouTube, please like the stream, guys. It helps us quite a bit in reaching more students. Please like the stream. And the guys who are seeing this later and who want to see this solve the sets, we'll be putting up the sets in the PDF format in the description box, so you can see it from the description box and solve it. Okay. So this is the second part. I'll keep scrolling once you are done reading with. Thanks for the appreciation, Jitu. Good to see that you are using our study room and keep solving. Best of luck. If you guys get stuck with this, just let me know and I'll help you with solving this set. Come on, guys, last 7 minutes. I want everyone to solve this set. I practically told you how to solve it, so everybody can solve this set now. Come on, guys. Maybe most of you are busy with the questions. If anybody gets stuck, let me know. I'll be here to help. Thank you for the appreciation, Anurag. Okay, good to know that it helped you, Anurag. Keep at it. Keep working consistently. I hope to see you do very well in CAT. And then I want to know how well you did, okay? Keep at it. Keep working hard. I want to see all of you do really well in CAT. Ma'am, I'm currently around Master Cracku proficiency in study room with around 85 percentile overall in OA and mocks. Is it a good place to be in? I'm worried. Your proficiency levels are great, Jitu, but I want you to also tell me like the percentile in mock, 85 percentile, I think is okay because the numbers will get adjusted as more people take mocks. Right now, not a lot of people have taken mocks. Generally, the number will double or triple by September. Then we'll get a better idea of this. So tell me the scores you are getting. That would be a better idea in the dash cat number, because then I'll get a better idea, okay, in this particular dash cat what is a good score and not. 85 percentile is okay, but give me the scores and I'll tell you what you should be doing. And the guys who are on YouTube, please like the stream because it helps us quite a bit in reaching more students. Guys, please like the stream. Goody is asking if we are starting CAT prep now from now and we are consistent, is it possible to do well on CAT day? Yes, there is 4 months left. You can definitely do well. A lot of people actually start now. No, there are some students who start in January. There are some students who start by March. But many, like a bulk of the students start in June and July. So you're not too late in starting your preparation. But I would say that since you're starting in July, mostly July end, you need to be very careful that you don't waste a single day. There is no time to be wasted. You have to be on every single day from now on till CAT. So we have the LEAP batch that is starting on 20th July. If you join our LEAP batch, basically for the entire duration from here till CAT, we'll make sure that you finish the entire syllabus, that you practice a lot, that you don't waste a single day. You have to make the best use of these last days that are there. You have to practice a lot of questions. You have to work about 3 to 4 hours every single day. If you put in that hard work, it is definitely possible for you to crack that, but it would not be like easy going. It is hard work. You have to put in hard work consistently for 3 hours. 3 hours is also enough. 3 to 4 hours would be enough for most students to crack CAT starting now till November. Okay. Okay, last 2 minutes 15 seconds, guys. Come on, mark your answers. I want all of you to answer this set. See how many of you answered this. Ma'am, is it CAT level? Yes, this is exactly CAT level. I've seen these kind of sets in actual CAT where they have to place the Einstein's puzzle. That's why I actually taught you. This is something that CAT loves to put, these kind of Einstein's puzzles. So I want you to know how to do it. And you're saying, ma'am, I had taken 2 mocks so far, started preparing last month. My first mock score last week was 20 with a VRC score of -2. Now it's 52. VRC 20 marks, DILR 20 marks, 12 in cons. What should I do now? I have very low attempt rates. I feel if I attempt more, I might not score well. I panic like in mock. So Anu, I think your current scores are okay. 52 is a decent score, especially because you have had a very good improvement from your first this. See, I will tell you 20 marks in VRC are okay. Even if your attempt rate is low right now, what I want you to focus on is accuracy, particularly RC accuracy. Don't worry about the attempt rate now. I want you to do active reading. I want you to put in a lot of effort for every RC. Even if you're not able to do the full section, that is fine. Right now, I want you to get your accuracy up to 80% and do 3 RC sets. If you're able to do that, you might feel that I could attempt possibly more. But having a good accuracy in RC is super important. For DILR, I want you to be able to do 2 sets. That every set you should try to solve within 20 minutes. So then you can finish 2 sets completely as such. That should be your next target. And lastly, for quant, I want you to be able to solve 7 questions. So 7 questions, 2 sets and 3 RCs. This is the first target I'm putting for you. Now, how do you get up to that attempt level? You have to solve a lot of RC sets. Every single day, do 2 RC sets and 2 LRDI sets and 15 questions from quant. If you do this regularly, right, your attempt rate will naturally go up. You will take lesser time to do the same questions without affecting your accuracy. So do these 2 RC sets, 2 LRDI sets, 15 questions from quant. Do daily targets every single day, you will get there. And don't worry about the attempt rate so much. The attempt rate will be a function of your practice. The more you practice, it is going to solve itself. Okay, I think the time is up. Let's see how people have done. I hope everybody has been able to solve this one. Anybody got stuck? And I want to know where you got stuck. I think, how did you guys do in this set? Let me know. Sonima, excellent work, 41. Mukund at 35. Sai Sriram at 34. Akshat at 34. Kushal Reddy at 30. Shubhraja at 29. Excellent work. Decaf at 29. S at 28. Nilakshi at 27. Vikas at 25. Excellent work, all of you guys. I'm very proud of all of you. Nitin 24, Ananya 25, Riya, Aradhana, all of you, Anushka 22, Vishal 20, Ritika 20, Mikasa 20, Adamya 20. I'm very proud of all of you guys. You have worked very hard today and you have stayed with me for over 3 hours now almost. So I'm very proud of you. Continue working hard, guys. Whether you solved it correctly today, whether you made mistakes, that is secondary. But I want you to work this hard every single day. There will be nothing stopping you from cracking CAT. Okay, so we'll see how to solve this set. So let's get started. So what was the set that is given? This is an Einstein's puzzle. So we are given, Abhay, A, B, C, D, E decided to organize a food fair for 5 days. They decided they'll serve 5 food items, namely idli, vada, upma, bonda, puri, such that each one will serve exactly one food item on Monday. After the fair was over, Payal noticed that Chandra served puri before she served upma. Abhay served idli after it was served by Bindu. Vada was first served by Ishan's stall. Idli was served before bonda at every stall except Divya's stall. We have that clue with us today, okay? That is that Divya's stall was the only one which served bonda before idli. Chandra served upma on the 3rd day and Ishan served it on the next day. Puri was served before vada at Bindu's stall. The price of this is given, price of all 5 of them. Number of units of food items sold by each person is given. So the chart is just giving us the number of items sold. We will use that only when we need to calculate something, But I don't need to convert this chart into table right now. This chart is the second part. The main part is the Einstein's puzzle. So let's start by solving the Einstein's puzzle. So what is given? There are 5 food items, 5 days. Each person serves this particular food item on a particular day. So let's solve this. Let's figure out which particular item is sold on which day. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Who are the people who are selling this? Their names are A, B, C, D, E. A, B, C, D, E only, right? Yeah, A, B, C, D, E. And 5 days. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. Let's go through all the rules and try to fill our Einstein's table. Chandra served puri before she served upma. So wherever she served upma, she served puri before. Abhay served idli after it was served by Bindu. I don't know when Bindu served her idli, so after she served idli, Abhay served it. Vada was first served at Ishan's stall. So Vada is over here. He served it on day 1. Because only then will be the first person to serve it. Otherwise, somebody has to serve it on day 1, right? Only way Vada was first served at Ishan's stall is if it was served on day 1. So this is used up. I'll mark this off. Okay. Idli was served before bonda at every stall except that of Divya's. This is the clue. I told you how to interpret this clue. For this clue to work, what can you say? That someday bonda will be the first thing to serve. That some person is going to serve bonda first. That person has to be Divya, because for everybody else, idli was served before bonda. So only bonda was served before idli in Divya's stall, which means that she served bonda first. Again, there will be some person who serves idli last. That person cannot have idli served before bonda. So if only Divya served idli before bonda before idli, then she would be the last person to serve idli. So over here we have idli and here we have bonda. We have been using this to fill this. But this particular clue has another meaning. What is the other meaning? That idli and bonda have to be together. That one day if day 1 is idli, day 2 has to be bonda. If day 2 is idli, day 3 has to be bonda. Because if it is say idli here, okay, if it is idli and bonda over here, then it creates a big problem for us. What is the big problem? That somebody has to be, between B and C, somebody has to put bonda on the second day, between B, C and E. But for them to put bonda on the second day, they have to say idli first. So if B is putting bonda over here, okay, say B is serving bonda in the second day, then again she also has to serve idli. So 2 people will have to serve idli, which is not possible. Which means what? Which means that idli and bonda have to come together. If this person serves idli today, he is serving bonda on the next day. That is the only possibility for us. Okay. So let's take a look at this. Chandra served upma on the 3rd day. So upma here. And Ishan served it on the next day. So upma over here also. Puri was served before vada at Bindu's stall. This is all that is given. For this is price information and quantity information. No other information about our Einstein's puzzle is given in any of this. So we have to use only this much information, 1 to 6, to fill in the rest of the table. So let's do this again. Chandra served puri before she served upma, which means that puri has to be over here or puri has to be over here. One of these 2 has to be puri. Only then you can fill in. Okay. We are told that Abhay served idli after it was served by Bindu. Okay. So if this is puri, let's consider. Bindu has to serve idli because Abhay cannot be the first person to serve idli. Therefore, this has to be, Abhay cannot be the first one to serve idli. So you can say that Bindu or Chandra, one of these 2 has to be the first person to serve idli. So eliminate this. Let's say that simply we'll say that one of these 2 has to serve the idli. So that means that if Abhay served idli after it was served by Bindu, vada, Ishan served vada first, this bonda was served first by Divya. If Chandra serves idli, okay, then she has to serve bonda over here. That is the condition that we found, right? If she serves idli, she has to serve bonda. But we know that she served puri before upma, and upma is on the Thursday. There is no space for me to put puri anymore, which means that she could not have served idli also. And we know that our boy Abhay also did not serve idli, because he served idli after it was served by Bindu, which means that Abhay can also not serve it on the first day, Chandra can also not serve it on the first day. So the only person who can serve idli on the first day is Bindu. So idli will be served by Bindu on the first day, which means that she has to put bonda on the second day. Okay. Now you have, what are you left with? You have puri and what is left? Idli, vada, upma, puri. So only upma and puri are left. Okay. Upma is already there on day 3. So upma cannot be what Chandra serves on day 1, which means that upma has to be over here and puri has to be over here. Okay, so we have been able to fill in the day 1 values. Day 1, upma was served by Abhay, idli was served by Bindu, puri was served by Chandra, bonda was served by Divya, and vada was served by Ishan. So Chandra served puri before upma. I have used this up. Yes, she served puri before upma. Abhay served idli after it was served by Bindu. Wherever Abhay serves idli, it is going to be after Bindu only. This fourth one is that idli and bonda will be together. Now where can idli and bonda be? See, we know that this has to be like a unit. Okay. For Abhay, there are 4 blank spaces. So there are 3 possibilities. That unit can be 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5. For Bindu, it is already done. For Chandra, it cannot be on 2 because there is only 1 spot over here. So the only 2 block space that is remaining for her is over here, which means that this is idli and this is bonda for Chandra, which means what is this? This has to be vada. Okay, so I've been able to put vada, upma, idli and bonda for Chandra. Chandra's full column row is done. So that is done. Let us consider D. This is not vada. This is upma maybe. Is it idli is done, bonda is done, vada I cannot have. So it can be either upma or puri. Those are the 2 possibilities over here, upma or puri. Let's consider where can you else have you upma and where can you have puri. Upma first day is Abhay. Second day, where can you put upma for second day? Bindu, if I see, third day is Chandra, fourth day is Ishan. Okay. Second day, only person who can have is not Abhay, not Ishan. The only person who can have upma is Divya. So I'll put upma over here. So this is also done. Over here I'm left with vada and idli. Idli and vada are remaining. Again over here, look at Ishan's work, right? Only 1 block of 2 remaining. So this is my block of idli and bonda. This is also done. So this is done. Idli, upma, vada, bonda. Last thing remaining is puri. So puri is also done. What is remaining? This is vada, idli, bonda, upma. Puri. Puri is remaining. Puri is also done over here. This is bonda, upma. Vada is remaining. And what else is remaining? Puri is remaining. Can't tell yet now. So Divya I can't fill right now. So idli bonda is done here. Idli bonda is done here. Idli bonda is done here. Where else can I put? For day 3, where can I put idli? Idli I cannot put day 3 for Divya. So idli has to be over here, which means that bonda has to be over here for day 4. This is my block over here. So upma, puri, idli, bonda. This is vada. Okay. Block is done, block is done, block is done, block is done. So my idli bondas are done completely. Now only things are remaining are puri, vada and upma. Okay, so let's see where we can put upma. Upma is there in column day 3. Upma is there in column 4. Upma is not there in column 5. It is the only place for it over here. So upma is also done for me. Now only thing is remaining is vada and puri. Puri day 1 done, day 2 done, day 3 and day 4 are remaining. They will be somewhere over here. Vada, day 1 done, day 2 done, day 3, where should I be? Is there something else that is given? So puri and vada, there is some still confusion left. Both are possible, but there are some clues that I have not considered. Abhay served idli after it was served by Bindu. True. Done. Idli was served before bonda at every stall except that of Divya stall. Also done. 6. Puri was served before vada at Bindu stall. Now I get it. Puri before vada. So this is puri. This is vada. And the opposite side, opposite thing, vada and puri over here. We get our final configuration. Puri, upma, vada, everything is there. Final configuration. Anybody has any issue with this? Didn't understand? Couldn't follow any part? How did we get this? Anybody has any question about this? Because this was tricky, okay? This is not easy to get it. This was slightly tricky. Anybody didn't get it? I'm hoping everybody got this. Okay. If idli is being served before vada, bonda. Basically, they will not say that it is exactly before bonda. But logically, you have to infer that if it has to be before bonda, it has to be exactly before. No other configuration is possible. So even though they have not said that idli is just before bonda, it is the only possibility. Remember, they will not say, but you have to infer that, okay? Okay, can't we place idli and bonda in 4 and 5? Why can't? Because C is already taken 4 and 5. No, that's why it can't place it in 4 and 5. Because puri is here, there was a blank here, okay? There was upma here. And 4 and 5 were the only two continuous blocks that were there. So wherever we need two continuous blocks for idli and bonda, right? So 4 and 5 have to be with Chandra. That's why we cannot put 4 and 5 for this, okay? Yeah, okay. So everybody understood this final configuration. Let's go to the questions. The values and all I'll calculate on the fly as and when needed, okay? This was the difficult part. When I have to calculate the values as and when needed, okay? So let's go to the first question. First question is what was the revenue? Okay, what was the revenue earned by Chandra on day 3? So on day 3, she sells upma. Okay, upma by Chandra on day 3. What is the cost of upma and what is the units of upma? So for cost of upma is idli vada upma is this upma is 15. So this is 15 rupees. And Chandra on day 3. What is Chandra's color on day 3? Chandra's color on day 3. Chandra is the grey dot. Day 3 it is 20. Okay, so 20 units at 15 rupees each. So 15 into 20, what is her revenue for Chandra? That is 300 rupees, which is option C. So calculation part was super easy. You just read the corresponding value on the chart, multiply it with the number of units with the cost price, and you have the final answer. Who served puri on day 2? Who served puri on day 2? Puri on day 2 was served by Abhay. What was the total revenue earned by all the friends together on day 4? Day 4. Okay, let's take a look at it. Day 4. So how many of bonda was served on day 4? Day 4, it was served by Abhay. So Abhay on day 4 is at 30 units. So 30 bonda. So I'll put it, where do I put it? So I have 30 bonda plus vada is by Bindu. Bindu is the orange line. It is 25. 25 vadas. Okay. Idlis by Chanda. Chanda is grey line. 30 idlis. And day 4, puri by Divya. Divya is yellow line. Day 4 it is at 20. So 20 puri plus upma. Upma is Ishan. Ishan is 10 on day 4. So 10 upma. Okay. So I have my values over here. So let me calculate. How much is bonda? Bonda is, okay, put this over here again. Let's calculate this. So 30 into bonda value is 1, 2, 3, fourth value, which is 20. 30 into 20. 30 into 20 plus, okay, 1 second. Okay. Sure. So this is 30 into bonda value, which is 20, plus 25 into vada value, 25 into 25. No, sorry, I'm reading the values wrong. 1 second. This is 30 bonda plus 25 vada. 30 into bonda value is how much? 1, 2, 3, 4. 30 into 20, so this is 600. Plus 25 vadas. Vada is 25 into 25, this is 625. 30 into idli. Idli is 20, so this is 600. 20 into puri. Puri is the last one, which is 30 rupees. Again 600. Plus 10 into upma. Upma is the middle one, 150. So how much is this? 600, 600, 600, 1800 plus 625. So that is 2425 plus 150, 2575. So what is the total revenue? 2575, which is option A. The last question, on which day did Ishan earn the second highest revenue of all the revenues he earned on the different days? Okay, now let's come to Ishan's revenue. Ishan served first day, see all his values over here. First day it is 35. 35, what is he selling? Vadas. Then you have second day, he's selling 20 of what? Idlis. Third day, he's selling 15 of what? Bondas. Fourth day, 10 of upma. And fifth day, he's selling 40 of puri. Upma and all of these are, idli is 20, vada is 25. Idli is 20, so this is 400. Vada is 25, so 35 into 25 will be how much? 35 into 25 is 30 into 25 is 750 plus 125, so 875. Okay, then you have 15 into bonda. Bonda is how much? 20, 300. 10 into upma. Upma is how much? Upma is 25, so 250. And you have 40 into puri. Puri is 30 rupees. This is 1200. What is his highest revenue day? His highest revenue day is this one. Which is his second highest revenue day? This is this one. So day 1 is his second highest revenue day. So on which day did he earn his second highest revenue? He earned his second highest revenue on day 1. So as you can see, once I had this table, right, the calculation part was very easy, secondary. This one was the difficult thing. And even I know that a lot of students would get stuck if they didn't realize that idli and bonda have to form a continuous block. I want you to remember this forever. Any Einstein's puzzle, when a clue like that is given, you should know how to solve it, okay? So with that, we'll end today's session. Guys, it was fun having you guys over here and it was fun teaching all of you guys. I want you guys to please like the stream and please take the mocks, please take the dash cards, please be regular in your practice. And for all the students who are watching and who don't know how to prepare for CAT, please do check out Cracku's LEAP batch, which is starting on 20th July. We will make sure that your entire syllabus is covered, you have adequate practice, you will get the best resources, day-wise schedule, weekly revision, one-on-one mentorship, everything will be covered. So please do check out our LEAP batch. Thank you guys, thank you so much for the entire session and very well done for many of you who have done well in that. Sonema, Mukund, even Nitin, everyone who did well, who is there on the leaderboard, you guys have been excellent. You have solved all 4 LRDI sets. Very, very well done. Thank you so much. You stop? Yeah.